know what hit you.
Let me have some fun.
Let's get this mission started.
This will be a good fight.
Got you in my sights.
Neutralized. Predictable. Time to end this. Fire. Double. Seven.
I'm just on another level.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. This is the place to be, usually on a Monday night, but obviously when we visit a certain part of the world, we got to fast forward their day. This is a special occasion because I skipped my hair appointment and my hairdresser is not quite happy at the moment. So we got to make this count, and my hairdresser is going to be watching this as we go live. But yes, I am going to be your host once again today, Jammerz, and alongside me are two lovely people. They were putting in work over the weekend, which we will talk about that, but also they helped bring this set to fruition. My co-host, my lovely co-host, Veggey and Olvaha are here. Veggey, talk to me. How are you feeling today?
Right now, I'm finally calming down because I forgot that we had changed the timing for today. So Richard called me and like, "Where are you?" And I said, "What?" He said, "We're starting in 15 minutes," and I was like, "Huh? It's midday. Yeah, it's the Japan show." Oh no! And I had to rush, but finally everything is settled. My wife fixed the camera because it was not good quality in the beginning, and I'm finally relaxing in the chair.
All right, so you'll definitely relax as the show goes on, and I'll hear it through your laugh. Olvaha, talk to me, Olvaha. You've had a busy last 2 days, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I did some commentary yesterday, and Veggey was putting in the work as well. But I'm happy to be here, and this is a very exciting time for sets in general, and like a new region and new players and new thoughts. So obviously, we're all very excited for today.
New everything indeed, but yes, they alluded to it. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard, roll the fight card so the people know. It has been a long time coming, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience. We were able to make it happen, and this is going to be our first Japanese exhibition on the Sets show. It's just sort of a pilot, but it's also going to be a very big deal, so let's see how things go and turn out. But yes, we're going to have Kichipa on the left going up against Shuto on the right. Lovely people. We were actually speaking to them in the green room a little bit earlier. But we do have a translator, one that most of you should be familiar with. He'll be joining us doing the translations as well. Margin Tension Han will be joining us. We should have put that on the Twitter, but we didn't have enough characters because Margin Tension Han's Twitter is 400 characters long. So we're just putting it out there now. But yes, these guys, obviously they're known for Zangief and Urien, but they might not pick those characters today. I don't know. What do you think, Veggey? You think we're going to see Urien versus Zangief? Because that's been rough for Urien in the past couple of years.
Yeah. But you know what I find really interesting about that match? Because I tried to play Gief multiple times because it's my first love in fighting games, right? But every time I played him and I ran into... Remember, my Gief was never good in this game. But every time I run into Urien with this Gief, I was like, how am I supposed to win this? But then I see Urien's and Zangief's agree that Zangief beat Urien, so that gives me like extra excitement to watch the set today, because I think it will be closer than a dominating trip from one character to the other. Sometimes, people like to overplay some slightly bad matchup, make them sound horrible, and then they're like, oh yeah, here's the mirror, you gotta guess. So I'm really excited for this set, and I love the personality and the joy that Kichipa brings in, and Shuto, he's one of the young guard, like the younger guys coming up into the scene, and I think it would be great talking to him. I was really salty when he beat me Evo 2019, so I don't know if he remembers that. Maybe I should ask him, or maybe just pretend it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was who was salty? Who? Oh, it wasn't me. It was some other Norwegian birdie player. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this. You remember that Gnol 007? It was that guy.
Don't you dare bring that name up. Olvaha, what about you? You feeling excited for today?
Yeah, I'm super excited, obviously. Like, I think Zangief and Urien are some of the more entertaining characters to watch in general. I think they're like super exciting, very explosive characters. And obviously, Urien has been toned down a little bit, but Zangief kind of on the lower end of the tier list for most people, but I do agree, and I did play Zangief myself earlier in this game in my career, and I agree that Zangief does beat Urien slightly at least, but it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they're gonna be making. But obviously, yes, I'm very excited because I like both of these players and I always enjoy watching them play.
Of course, and speaking of enjoying watching you play, I actually enjoyed what the both of you did over the weekend. Nordic Baltic had their World Warriors. You guys both did your respective parts, and obviously Olvaha, kudos to you because that took about, what was that, 3 hour or 4 hour shift?
A little less than 4 hours.
And the thing is, it might not be as huge as an open bracket, but the more condensed it is, the more you find yourself like talking, and especially when you had to barely had any time in between to sort that out and then do this today. So props to you. Get used to it. It's going to happen a lot more in the future.
I want to give a shout out to Olvaha, who and the other guy, but since Olvaha is my bro, Houseman. But I thought they both did a great job. But I want to talk about my bro since he's here, and I think he did. I think he he flawlessly, seamlessly just went from talking about what a character can do, what they had already done in the set, why something was happening, to what was actually happening. I thought he was flowing amazing. As I said, I only watch my own games because I'm a huge narcissist, but not really though. But I actually
it was great because I was talking so nicely of you, right?
Yes! But it was I thought you guys did a really good job, and it was a good time yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, it was a really good time, yeah. And obviously because I have a lot of experience with the players from this region. Obviously, there's a lot of past history to be shared, for example. So that's always like adds another layer, so to speak.
Okay, fair. I mean, but Veggey, what about you? Because like you came second, only losing to Phenom.
Yeah.
It was only Phenom, right?
Only Phenom. Yeah. I think I dropped 2 rounds until grand finals, and then. Then I got 1 game.
Then you dropped several rounds.
It's like you know when Valix beat Phenom, I was like, I have a good shot at making grand finals now because I mean Valix is really good, but I don't think he has the experience against Birdie as I have with Luke. And I've played Valix in the past, and when he was on Poison, I met him in tournament, and I always managed to edge it out. So I was kind of confident that I could go the distance to the grand finals, and then I felt I had a really great statement with a 3-0 into the finals, and then. Even though I should root that Phenom loses because then I have a great shot at winning the tournament, it's still my bro Phenom, so I still wanted him to clean up the losers bracket so it could be a Norwegian 0-0 Nation Grand Finals. And when that happened, I didn't take the loss in advance. I had already lost 9-0 to Phenom's Luke earlier that day. And since I had 2 sets, I was like, I'm just going to run V-Trigger 2 the first set. And if it doesn't work out, I'll run V-Trigger 1 the second set. And I'll just try to make some adjustments from there. And towards the end, I felt like I was starting to get closer in. I got the game, and the last round was really tight. But it's like, in Street Fighter 5, there's very few times I've beaten Phenom both in tournament and casual, so it was a very uphill for me, but I'm glad we both got a lot of points and a great start to the season.
Yeah, like, listen, well deserved to Phenom, and good stuff to Veggey for making it, because again, I think they are 2 of the strongest players in that side of the world. I have to stick by what Olvaha has been telling me for a few months now. That Valix must be, he's got to be the best Finnish player.
My man, Valix.
He's really strong.
I think what he's done, because I've played him when he's been learning different characters. Obviously, he's settled on the Luke. Obviously, yes, I know it's Luke, but I don't think people have seen his journey to why he's picked Luke, because he's tried other characters, and the first time I knew about him was he's on Poison, and this was before Luke was in the game. So now props to Valix. But yes, this top 8 here, If you can see this on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on this. This might be the most consistent top 8 in for one of the World Warrior programs. Like the next one that might happen, it might be the same people. It might be the same people because the performance these guys put on yesterday is nothing shy of this might be your regional final. I could be wrong. I don't want to speak in absolutes. That's probably too early, but that's just an early prediction from me. But yeah, it was great to see. It was great to see.
The only thing I'd like to add there is that Ricky Mansbarne destroyed the European Tournament Brussels Challenge and won that one.
Yes, he did.
So
Shout out
he
to
wasn't
Ricky,
here.
man.
So yeah, and there's one Blanca player who is also a danger and can beat like anyone on a good day. VTV. So those two will also be able to shake up the bracket. So there's a couple of players that could shake it up, but it was a
Let me tell
a really good tournament.
Before we move on to the next one, before we quickly move along, because we do have our guys and the translator waiting in the green room. I tell you what, let me tell you something about VTV, right? VTV was a smart man. Do you know what VTV did? He went to the bigger tournament. What do Blanca players do? Go to the bigger events.
Biggest tournament.
Right? Think about it. Think about it, right?
Bigger prizes.
If you were going to Brussels or had 5 consistent chances to qualify for the cup, right? I know where I'm going first. Let me see if I can skank and do that with Blanca in Brussels Challenge. And then, tell me I'm wrong. Listen, Veggey, you've been traveling. Listen, Veggey, you've been traveling for a while. Every time, I tell you what, right? Because Salt Mine League happens and other tournaments, right? I don't see VTV's name. When Intel World Open showed up, when your CPT came about, that bear's one of the first people to sign up, and I was like,
I gotta respect it. I wanna add something funny about VTV. We've been laughing in the Finnish community. We kind of been joking around by the fact that when VTV plays for prizes, like he steps on like some kind of an other level on his gameplay, and when he's just playing casuals or like online ranked, it's not the same. And people are like, okay, you need to like put something on the line so you can always play on your best.
And one last shout out to VTV is that he's one, like, you know, Ricky Mons and Phenom has been the strongest players for the last year in the Nordic region. Obviously, Ricky Mons winning and Phenom doing all the other things. But I think one guy that could really shake up a bracket for Ricky Mansbarne is VTV, who's also always down to the wire. He's really good in that matchup, and it's like for me, he's a good player to have in a bracket just to like potentially eliminate.
Listen.
So I can go first.
You want him in the bracket, but you don't want to fight him in the bracket. Trust
exactly.
me.
I want him in the bracket, but don't want to face him.
I know players like him work. Anyway, we got to swiftly moving on because we are running short of time. Richard, can you pop up the other World Warrior that happened? Because I actually didn't know this happened yesterday because all of these things are happening simultaneously. But we did have the Spanish World Warrior, Spanish and Portuguese World Warrior event that happened. The first one, Vega Patch winning that with Fang and Jury winning that, of course. We got to give full credit to Samuel because this guy, Samuel's smart. I don't know if he understands English, but this guy's smart. He was playing Cammy for the longest time, and the moment her health went down to 900, he went to loot.
I gotta respect that, honestly.
And
big
you know
props.
what? He learned loot for a short period of time, and I'll tell you what, in that time he was learning loot, he then switched to poison. And I was like, I know what you're on. You are definitely turning into the next Phenom. Because you want to know what works at the highest level. So listen, some people might not like it, but you got to respect these people that go, you know what, I want to win, I need to win. And the fact that he can start getting results by having that character roster under his belt is fantastic. But yeah, shouts to Samuel, Froze, Mazzy the Choose, Alex Sieg, I can't remember how you pronounce that name, Dula Rufus, I remember that guy, Reversal, and of course A Shampoo. The Spanish scene have got they've got strong players, man. And again, Vega Patch, I can see him being in the regional final, but the other probably 6 to 7, it can be shaken up because these guys have got active tournaments happening, I think once or twice a week. They've got different weeklies going on, and they do their own exhibitions as well. It can be a tight-knit small community, but please, these guys have been putting in the work, so shout outs to those guys there. And again, there's still plenty more World Warrior info that you can check out. Obviously, this is done by BCN Fighters. This is not under Salt Mine League, because Salt Mine League has just got an umbrella of World Warriors to take care of, and obviously that's how the...
Shout outs to them.
Shout out to Reedus and the rest of the crew,
to Salt Mine League and Reedus. Yeah.
That takes a lot of work, but yes.
Oh, and Jammerz, you know what? In the German, I heard Rita say that the German World Warrior program has over 60 signups.
I didn't even know there's 60 German players.
Yeah, and he said he said the same thing. He said I didn't know we had 60 players, and here all of a sudden 60 signups. I think that one's gonna be great to watch.
Okay,
I'm excited for
I
that
bet you
one.
any money about a third of them are a portion of Ryu players. I bet a third of them are Ryu players.
Oh yeah, for sure.
wouldn't be
possible.
And then half of the Romanian are Akuma or Kage.
Listen,
Let's go, Kage players!
We will find out indeed. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the part you've been all waiting for. I've been waiting for this because I want to speak to these guys and really
Same.
delve into their brains. But yes, we are. Apparently, I've got to delay it a little bit because someone's behind. It seems like I was the only one that wasn't behind this morning. Anyway, we are going to get these guys shortly in. But can I get... I do want Margin Tension on to unmute his mic. So if he can, unmute his mic because I do want him to say quickly hello to the stream before we get on board. So Margin, are you there?
Am I coming through?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Hello.
My bro!
Well, look, first of all, again, shout outs to everyone in the chat, anyone that's watching. If we got a lot of Japanese viewers or any Japanese viewers who are watching later, much appreciated for your time. But also, we gotta give credit to Veggey and Margin Tension Han as well because they were talking to me, keeping me in the loop in regards to getting these players. So, Margin, thank you very much for taking time out of your day because I know you blinked you at the airport, then you blinked again, then it's this. So,
Pretty much. Yeah. That was the Brussels challenge, and yeah, now I'm here.
but just quickly, did you enjoy Brussels over the weekend? I saw snippets of it, but I wasn't there, so.
Yeah. It was amazing. You know, Jonas CCL puts on an amazing event. I was there 2018, and I had very high hopes for this one. Blew my hopes away. It was amazing, and you know, of course, I'm happy. For those unaware, I am Swedish. Rikemans Barnet winning Street Fighter 5. Come on, of course, I'm happy. You know.
Oh man, I love it. I love it.
For sure.
Could I give a quick shout out to Nicholas while he's here, like so that he can get the appreciation he deserves? Because since like 2012, 11, he's been working with EventUps, you know, to like promote the scene, and he's one of the guys that started making it so that the European players could get highlighted and European scene in general. So if it wasn't for him, we would have been left in the dark for a lot longer. And I don't know if a lot of people know that. There's a lot of new faces, but he was like one of the pioneers to help get us spotlight when we didn't get spotlight and only the US and Japan got it. So that's he's done great work for the European scene.
Thank you.
Mad props.
Thank you.
Margin indeed. Right, Richard, are we good to go? All right, perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to our pre-match interview phase with Kichipa and Shuto. We've got Margin here. So, Margin, if you could let them know that they can unmute their mics now so we can start talking to them.
Yes. Kichipa さん、Shuto さん、聞こえますか？
はい、聞こえます。聞こえます。はい。
Hey,
Oh,
perfect.
yes.
And Margin is right there, so perfect. We got it
The
working.
man.
So once again, before we start asking them, Margin, can you let Kichipa and Shuto to know? Thank you once again for giving us the time of your day to showcase your skills and talk to us.
最初に、また本当にありがとうございます。今日参加してくれて、まあこれからの素晴らしいプレーを見せて本当にありがとうございました。
こちらこそありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。
Perfect. All right, so we're gonna be kicking things off by asking this question, but I've been dying to ask Kichipa this question for a while. What does his name actually mean? It sounds like a wrestling name to me, but I could be far from the truth. So could you ask Kichipa that question?
Okay. キチパさん、実は僕もこれ知らないんですけど、キチパの名前は何の意味でしょうか？キチパムという名前。
ですね、ストリートファイター4でもともとそのヒューゴを使ってまして、
なるほど。
そのジャイアントパンボンバーって技があるんですよ。
はい。
まあその技を当たったらラッキーっていう感じでもうやってたんで、もうそういう風に振り回して使ってたので、まあそのキチパっていう感じにしましたね。その大吉の吉ですね。
なるほど。Okay, so back in Street Fighter 4, Kichipa would use Hugo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hugo has the palm attack, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact name of it, but yeah. And apparently, he would always say when he landed it, he was very lucky. And the way you say like great fortune in Japanese when you do these, you know, the fortune telling thing at New Year's and everything, it's called Daikichi. So like great luck. So he's basically called Lucky Palm.
Oh my, that's too good.
Do you know what? I like. Do you know what? Thank you so much for breaking that down because I've always wondered. It's like so Lucky Palm. So can you ask this? Does that mean whenever he fights someone in tournament, his grabs are lucky? Is that right?
ということは大会の時に駒投げを決める時はラッキーということでしょうか。
いや、そうですね。かなりラッキーなカードですね。
Yeah, really lucky when the macro visit.
Nah, this is brilliant. Okay, cool. You know what? It's great that I need to note down what his name actually means. That's brilliant. But then I've got to extend the question to Shuto. What does Shuto mean? Shuto mean? I don't normally hear that name. So could he kind of elaborate on what that means?
シュートさん、まあ同じくその名前の由来、名前の意味、はありますか？
このシュートって名前は自分の本名ですね。ファーストネーム。
ね。
前はあんまなかったですけど、はい。
はい。それ、なぜ名前を変えたんでしょうか？
これから結構長いこと格闘ゲームシーンにいるつもりなんですけど、いつまでもアンマンって日本の食べ物なんですけどって呼ばれるのがちょっと恥ずかしいなと思ったのもあったんで名前を本名にしました。
はい、わかりました。ありがとうございます。Shuto is actually his real name, his first name. And some people may remember that he used to be called Anman as a player for a while. And Anman is just like a type of food. And he decided at some point, you know, well, this fighting game business is something I kind of want to stick with. It's a fun thing and I want to keep doing it. And I don't want to be called a type of food the entire time. So he decided to switch it to Shuto, which is his name, so it makes more sense. So yeah, it's his first name.
Okay,
Right.
fair. You know what? That's actually good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Right, I'm going to ask one more question before I hand it over to one of these two. It's going back to directed at Kichipa. Now, level with me, Kichipa. Are you the reason Zangief got toned down? Are you and Itabashi the reason Zangief got toned down?
はい、じゃあキチパーさん、ザンギーフがかなり弱体化されましたね。それは、その弱体化したことは、キチパーさんと板橋ザンギーフさんのせいだと思いますか？
間違いなくそうでしょうね。
100% yes.
Okay,
我らが暴れすぎたせいで。
the thing is, in the West, we do not rate this character at all. But every single time we see a tier list from, you know, Fudo, Margot, somebody over there, they're putting Zangief so high, and we want to know why have they rated the character so highly when we don't see that?
海外ではサンギーフはかなり、低い評価されます。で、いつも日本のキャラランクを見て、まあ、サンギーフかなり上位にいるんですね。まあ、フードさんか、マゴさん、トパンガのリストとか、そういう流れだったね。海外では、まあ、なぜそんなに高いのでしょうといつも思っているんですけど、まあ、キチパさんはその理由についてなんか分かりませんか？
そうですね。海外の強い残儀って俺あんまりないと思ってるんですよ。多分そのせいかなとは思ってるんですよね。ちゃんとその残儀の 100% を引き出せてるようなプレイヤーはあんまりないなっていう。
そうですね。で、100% の残ギフとやり合ったら評価が高くなるということですかね。
そうですね。もう残儀を多分海外は知らないんじゃないかなっては思ってますね。
なるほどね。はい、ありがとうございます。So looking at Zangiefs abroad, like in NA and EU and probably even SA, it doesn't feel like they're bringing out the full potential of the character. So if you were going up against Zangiefs that really brought out like the full power of Zangief, he would probably be ranked higher, is what Kichipa believes, and that's why he keeps getting ranked higher in Japan.
So I guess it's just a matter of perspective and philosophy. Okay, I'll kind of hold that off because I do want to talk to them about that a little bit more. But Olvaha, you shoot a question for these guys.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Kichipa about him. What characters he usually plays? Is he usually playing like these grappler kind of characters? And what has made him stick with Zangief? Has he considered Alex recently, for example?
キチパさんは、もともと駒投げキャラを使ってるイメージがあるんですけど、そうでしょうか？
そうですね、始めたばっかりの時、そのスト4から格ゲーを始めたみたいな感じなんですけども、始めた時はケントが使ってましたね。
あ、なるほどね。
ただその、なんですかね、その残機っていうキャラを初めて使ってみて、クリューの威力とあとも気持ちよさ、そのコマンド投げのその気持ちよさっていうのでも、やっぱりもうそのコマ投げキャラにも使うようになりましたね。
なるほどね、なるほど。で、その、ついでの質問に、サンギフをベスト5、初期から使い始めて、今も使ってるんですけど、サンギフはたくさん弱体化されて、今はアレックスとかの方を、使い始めようかなとか、そういう思考はあったのでしょうか？
いや、そういうわけではなくてですね、もともとそのザンギはメインキャラクターとして据えてはいまして、まだまだ今も。でアレックスを今使ってるっていう理由としては、そのザンギに有利なキャラクターに対して出すためですね。例えばそのファルケだったりダルシムだったり、そのザンギエフがいけないキャラクターに対してアレックスを出すつもりですね。
なるほどね。Well, when he first started playing in Street Fighter 4, he was actually using Ken at the very start. But at some point, he tried Zangief, and the sheer power of the SPD made him feel like this is what I want to do. So he decided that command grabs are for him. He wants to play command grab character. As for the Street Fighter 5 question about like continuing with Zangief, he says, I mean, he enjoys Zangief. Zangief is the character he wants to play. I'm sure Veggey can relate. So he wants to keep using Zangief because like it is the character that he wants to play. But there are matchups that are obviously not great for Zangief. So he wants to be able to use Zangief wherever it's possible, but if he runs into something like Dalsim or Falke, that's where he might pick up someone like Alex, for example, because you know, he has been using Abigail quite a bit as well for various matchups. So yeah, he wants to stick with Zangief, but it's not entirely possible, so he might pick some other characters when needed.
Okay,
very
cool.
Interesting. Veggey, if you got a question, fire away.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like one of them were answered when I said, what is your favorite part of Zangief? So I think we should skip that one for now. And I would like to know if Zangief was to return in another Street Fighter, do you think he would need to get a green hand? Or is there something else that is missing from his gameplay right now to make it more versatile to fight a broader spectrum of matchups?
キッパさんはサンギフについてバニシングフラットが消えたんじゃないですか、スイートファイター5、はいもし将来戻ったらスイートファイター6とか、でもし出たら、それを返してほしいと思いますか、それとも他の、欠けてる部分がありますか？
正直バニシングフラットが一番今欲しい技ではありますね。
なるほどね。
あとはそのコンボ用の技とかもあればかなり嬉しいかなとは思ってますね。
なるほどね。He definitely wants green hands. That's something I would really like on Zangief. And he also said it would be fun if there were more there was more combo potential with Zangief, because I mean obviously as it stands right now he's not doing much as far as combos go, so it would be fun to have more of that stuff going as well.
Well, go on, please.
Could you follow up and ask him if he would like sacrifice Oki on normal command throws and only have them on EX as a compensation, or would he rather than be the like grappler style?
Compensation for getting combos, you mean?
from getting green hand, sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. じゃあもしワンシングフラットが戻ったらそれのまあ、なんていうかその代わりに普通の駒投げ、まあ EX じゃなくて普通の駒投げから置き攻めが消えたらそれは大丈夫でしょうか？
全然良くないですね。
Not at all.
全然良くないです。
I knew we'd love this guy. I knew we'd love this guy. Right, perfect. You know what? Right now I gotta
ちょっと
redirect.
僕欲張りなもんでして。
No, I'm a very greedy person, he says.
Well, you know what? Tell him before I go on to Shuto. Tell him we've been seeing that for years.
それは見てわかりますと。
Oh man, I love this guy already. Right now, we got to direct our questions at Shuto now. So, first question I got for Shuto is, how does he feel about Urien currently? Because I've seen him try Bison or Dictator, and I've seen him try Chun-Li. What is the problem with Urien right now?
じゃあ、周東さん、に対する質問ですが、最近はちょっとベガかチュンリを、触ったところは見ましたけど、ユリアンの今の評価は、どうでしょうか？それと、ユリアンの悪いところは今何でしょうか？
まずトップ10には自分は入ると思ってて、ユリアンがでその悪いところがその弱体化で波動拳が結構弱くなってしまって、そのだから今回のマッチアップだとザンギエフとかがそのダブルラリアットでその弾を抜けつつ攻撃できるようになったんですよ。
あ、なるほどね。
そういう変わってしまった組み合わせはきついんですけど、それ以外の組み合わせはほとんど変わってなくて、そのこれまで通りそのユリアンの強みを生かせる組み合わせなので、だから逆にそういう組み合わせ以外は普通に全然強いなっていうことでトップ10には入るなって思ってます。
はい、ありがとうございました。He believes Urien is still top 10. And he says that what's rough about Urien right now is that his projectiles got nerfed to the point where, for example, against Zangief, he will very easily lariat through them. And those types of matchups where he kind of relied on his projectiles are a lot more difficult now. But matchups where he didn't do that are basically the same. And since he was already strong, he's still strong in them, and that would put him still in the top 10 in his opinion.
Interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Somebody with common sense. Like,
Yes! I had one
don't
question.
know I said that. Go on, Omar, please.
Okay, I wanted to ask Shuto, what is his favorite part about playing Urien? What is the most fun thing about Urien?
ユリアンを使って一番いいと思ってるか、まあ一番楽しいところは何でしょう？
ガイルとかザンギとかサガットとか明らかにちょっと立ち回りがきついんですよ。そのやれることはたくさんあるんですけど、そこで自分は頑張ってるんだって思いながら対戦するのが好きですね。
なるほどね。So characters like he mentioned the Zangief, Sagat, and Guile, where the neutral is quite difficult. You have a hard time contesting them. Playing those matchups and working really hard to be able to overcome that, and managing to do that is what he feels is really fun about the character.
Do the Japanese players? I want to get both their opinions on this, but we'll get Shuto's opinion first. Do the Japanese players just like hard work? Do they not want to like win an easy matchup like counter pick, or they really like overcoming that challenge? Please ask him that the nicest way possible.
Okay. まあこれは、2人ともに、質問するんですが、まずは周東さんに日本人のプレイヤーたちがやっぱり努力が大好きなんでしょうか？なんか、カウンターピック楽勝したいとは思わなくて、努力して勝つみたいな、そういう、ところが好きなんでしょうか？
結構昔から日本人ってそのサブキャラを持つ人が少ないイメージがあるんですよ。だいたい一人のその一キャラで頑張るみたいな。 のがやっぱ多いと思ってて、多分それは確かに日本人のその頑固なところが多分あると思いますね。諦めないで多分頑張ればなんとかなるっていう日本人の性格が多分出てて、多分そうなってると思いますね。
なるほどね。Yeah, Shuto says that there's this image, even in Japan, that having a sub character is pretty rare. You would often see character loyalists and specialists, and we've seen that in both Street Fighter V but also previous titles, right? And he says that there's this stubbornness with the Japanese personality overall, where you will be like, if I work really hard, it'll work out somehow. And that's kind of where that probably comes from. So I'm going to ask Kichipa as well.
Please.
Kichipa さんは、まあ、同じ質問で。
まあ自分もまあ似たようなまあ答えではあると思うんですけど、努力というよりもその技術の共有の方に重きを置いてるかなと思ってますね、日本は。
技術の、共有？
そうですね。その自分がまあ発見したものを、まあその対策だったり、お互い披露しちゃって、
なるほどなるほど。
お互いに伸ばしていくっていう考え方の方が近いのかなとは。
なるほどなるほど。ありがとうございます。説明してくれてありがとうございます。Yeah, so Kichipa says he feels basically the same, but rather than it being like hard work, as I was saying, it's more about when you have a problem in front of you, you really want to go deep and find the answer. So it's about putting that curiosity to work and building answers and then being able to, you know, implement those answers in your game plan.
Can you tell both of them this at the same time? I like you two because Westerners are lazy.
はい、まあ、ジャマズさんは、2人ともに、言いたいことは、海外の人はまあ日本語でなんですどんな言葉でいいんでしょうか。海外の人はだらけ者だからシュートさんとキジバさんは大好きって。
ありがとうございます。
Listen, I've got another question for these guys because we got about time for like 2 or 3 more questions before we get these guys into the set. I need to get their opinion on this, both of them as well, but we'll get Shuto's opinion before Kichipa's. Who does Shuto think is the best character in Street Fighter V right now?
シュートさんは今ストリートファイター5で一番強いキャラは誰だと思いますか？
難しい質問ですね。
He said that's hard.
まあでもここは多分海外の人と一致するかもしれないんですけど、これからの伸びしろも踏まえてルークかなって思いますね。やっぱフリーキャラも少ないと思いますし、やっぱ火力もすごいし守っても強いし、本当にバランスの取れたキャラだと思うんで、まあルークですね。
He said it's a very hard question, and but if he's gonna push himself to answer, he thinks this is shared by international players. That's probably Luke, taking into consideration the potential left to grow with the character, right? And he has very few bad matchups. He's quite good in many areas, which makes him a very well-rounded character, and also he has very high damage. So most likely Luke.
Wow, okay. Extend the question to Kichipa, please, as well.
キチパさんにも同じ質問、一番強いキャラは誰だと思いますか？
自分ちょっとダルシムの方かなと思いますね。
なるほど。なぜダルシム？
そうですね、極端に有利なキャラが多い割に不利なキャラが少ないなってやっぱり思うんですよね。そのダルシム側が。
なるほどね。
で、環境的に今回ルークにもいけてるらしいですので、それやっぱり考えるとダルシムじゃないかなと思いますね。
なるほど。Yeah, so Kichipa actually thinks it's awesome, and I know a lot of European players on Twitter are going to be happy about that. But yeah, he says Dalsim because yeah, he said Dalsim because when Dalsim is favored, he's heavily favored, and he doesn't have a lot of matchups that are bad for him, and it seems like Dalsim can fight Luke quite well, so meta-wise he's in a very good spot, which might make him the best character.
Wow, okay.
That's a good answer.
All right, you got another one in your corner, Veggey. I'll take that. Right, one last question before we head to a break and get these guys sorted. I want to know about their controllers. What does Kichipa use as a controller, and has the whole of or most of the Japanese community switched over to hitbox?
じゃあこれは、試合前の最後の質問になりますんですけど、2人ともに、聞くんですが、まずはキチパーさんにコントローラーについて、キチパーさんはどのコントローラーを使っているか、そして日本全体は、もう、ヒットボックスに、変わったのでしょうか。
そうですね、ヒットボックスに変わった人も多いんですね。
うん。
ただ自分はなんですかね、残機を使ってて、わざわざヒットボックスに変える意義を全然感じれてなくて、考えでずっとパッドを使い続けてますね。
うん。So a lot of people have been switching to hitbox. It's something that's a bit of a trend. And Kichipa says that since he's using Zangief, he doesn't really feel the need to, so he's still using a regular pad.
Oh, okay, cool, interesting. I like that. What about Shuto? What's his controller right now?
シュットさんはどのコントローラーを使っていますか？
自分は3年前からヒットボックスですね。
うん。なるほど。
やっぱり全ての精度が多分他のコントローラーよりやっぱ高いと思ってて、特にユリアンはためキャラだからそこまでヒットボックスの難易度も高くなくて、そういったキャラは結構積極的に使っていった方がいいんじゃないかなとも思ってるし、日本人も結構やっぱそれでみんな積極的にヒットボックス練習してるんで、海外でももっと増えてもいいんじゃないかなと思いますね、ヒットボックスプレイヤーが。
なるほど。Since about 3 years ago, Shuto has been using a hitbox, and he says he feels like the hitbox is one of the most precise ways to play right now. And for a character like Urien, who's a charge character, it makes it easier, you know? And he thinks that in general, Japan has been very proactive about pushing hitbox as a good alternative, and a lot of people are switching to it. And he thinks it'll probably be good for the rest of the world to also start switching to hitbox. Like, not everyone, of course, but you know.
Pro players. Yeah. Okay. Fair play. All right. No, do you know what? That was a very interesting discussion, pre-match interview. If you just quickly let them know we're going to go on a break and we're going to get them sorted very shortly. So let them know now.
はい、質問に答えてくれて本当にありがとうございます。今から、5分ぐらいの休憩に入ります。そして、この後は、バトルラウンジに、招待、されます。ありがとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございました。
はい、ありがとうございました。
Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the pre-match interview with Kichipa and Shuto. I love these people already. I can't wait to talk to them after the set. But it is now time for the meat and bones, what you've all been waiting for. Give us 5 minutes to get these guys in the lobby and get prepared. And when we come back, it's going to be the first to 10 with our first set of Japanese players here on the show. See you in a bit.
Welcome back to Capcom Fighters. We have, as always, sets the first to 10 series. My name is Olvaha. On my other side, who are you again?
I don't really remember right now, but it's Veggey. Veggey's here. Let's go. I'm excited. We've had, I think, leading up to this set right now, we had a great talk, some great insights, some call-outs to the European and American Zangiefs, which was kind of funny. I don't know if I agree, but I mean, it was still an interesting introduction to the set, and
It was.
getting the first-hand experience of what Zangief really should be about is gonna be very interesting. And we saw, while talking to them, gameplay from these two, and it looks like this is going to be a slow match, and one of these build-ups is gonna last forever and forever. Which is what I like the most. So I'm ready to sit here. I got my
You know what?
got my drink, I got my coffee, I got oh, there's Jammerz.
I have to give these two credit because how they see these characters and their philosophy on the game as opposed to how the Western world sees them. Well, you better unmute it real quick. You better do that real quick. You should have thought about that before you hit the stream to go live. All right, we're going to get sound on here real quick. But yes, okay, apparently, we'll sort out something real quick. We're not the set, don't worry.
The game go.
It's not, I know, right? I'm not Zangief or Urien.
Stand medium punch.
It's going to happen right now. But yes, I got to give credit to
I'm
these
looking
two
for the games.
because the fact that they're saying they're stubborn, they're character specialists, and they stick with these characters through and through, and they like to overcome tough opponents, worthy adversaries. In other parts of the world, they just pick the get rich quick scheme.
That was inspirational to hear their thoughts on what makes this game fun, what makes their characters fun.
Yeah.
That was an interesting combo route from Kichipa. Doing the double stand light punch, stand light kick. I wonder what he was looking for.
So, I'm sorry, did you call him Kichipa?
Did I say wrong?
It's Kichipa.
Kichipa, sorry.
You best hope you don't hear that.
Oh!
All right,
Look at the flex, he's gonna go for the V-trigger
That
one.
might be the round. No, too much scaling.
Yeah,
Too much scaling.
But he's gonna get the Oki regardless.
Yeah.
There you go.
So-
And the crouch grab.
Yeah, we've seen this for a little while. I think probably just before the pandemic happened. Like Zangief, especially Itabashi, because he was traveling more than Kichipama at the time. Zangief was getting the better of Urien, especially as time went on. So I just had to confirm with these guys, and even they're saying it is difficult, especially with the limited options that Urien has now. I know Zangief has been toned down as well, but the fact that V-Skill 1, problematic. Shuto even mentioned double lariat, going for the 5 was for the extended hurt box on Urien's hands. It's a very interesting thing. So I want to see how Shuto really handles this. And if we can get the name swapped around as well.
Yeah,
Shuto
that's what we need to handle as well.
Yeah, Shuto's using Urien.
Yeah. That's why I said Kichipuma, because I read the U right. So
Yeah, right.
I'm in the clear.
Nice save.
Okay.
Don't worry.
He's gonna get the Aegis combo here, slide switch.
I'll tell
Gonna
you
get the corner.
a valuable lesson on commentary, Veggey. If the production team mess up, you're going to mess up by default.
Yeah.
Speaking of messing up,
Okay, gets the mirror, bounces off the wall, goes to the dominant crush, going to get that round. Again, I gotta agree with Veggey as well. This might be extremely slow, so get comfortable, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, exactly. This is a very meticulous kind of a matchup where they both need to be patient.
I really like the use of Sandfear so far from Kichipa. He's not using it like a lot of games. They use it just to I'm in range, I'll try to charge up. It's more like he's watching the movement coming forward, getting into range, just doing the instant release like that. Like he knows he's in range. If he does the instant release, it's not really that risky. So maybe we can see more of why it's been toned down so much as we see Kichi play. Since it is a move that has been questioned in the West as to why it was nerfed, but we see it used to great length so far by Kichi.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy?
Ooh,
nice
nice
buffer.
buffer there.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there with the stand media punch to the
not
chariot.
playing range.
V-shifts away. Yeah, V-shift kind of hurt Zangief's gameplay to some degree. He has to make the hard read, but I still think his stand hard kick is a decent read when it comes to V-shifts. I think that was a ex-headbutt. I think
Yeah,
that
it
was.
was. Yeah, it was. Okay,
And
still in the
he
up
might-
game
he
mix-up.
might
It's
try
still
again.
gonna be rough for him. Oh!
it's painful, but at least there's no V trigger to extend on this. But that was a great conversion, no counter it. It's really close, and he hit from me. I mean, Kichipa is like 2 stand medium punches away. Knows it's hard to whip punish. He's not afraid to throw it out. Really.
One more hit.
He's got to watch out for a
right
jab.
now.
No, he's got to watch out for a jab.
Yeah.
Crouch jab. Oh!
He finds the crouching medium kick after standing still or walking slightly backward for a good 10 seconds.
Okay. Slow. It was going to come down to the time. A very interesting first game between these two right now. But again, we're seeing it, right? V-shift hurting Zangief's gameplay. Urien, he did try ex-headbutt but got beaten. I think in a matchup like this, he's more inclined to try it because it's not fully invincible anymore. So, and he has to consider V-shift. And one of the things that's very potent in this game right now is characters with a reversal that can V-shift. And I do think as well, like I said, you're more inclined to do a throw invincible move because V-shift avoids the throw. I feel we're going to see that with a lot more characters for the months to come.
Right.
And we did see the EX headbutt from Shuto, probably one of those, if you're going to do the safe throw to punish V-shift, that EX headbutt still has some use on defense. It's just not an answer to both options kind of thing anymore.
I really like how freely Shuto is using the V-shift already.
Do you know what?
Like a very different like gameplay compared to like Rushdown, for example, who was here last week. He just used it like once or twice.
Yeah.
He was going up against a different character. Nice V
That's very true.
into the EX SPD. Can he get another one to take the round? He's going to play it safe. Back throw.
And he punishes him before he lands, so he doesn't get a good punish, but he's close now. He uses the V-shift, great escape.
No
Very hard
way.
for Shuto to make something happen with that jab and that life. It's one of those, as you said yesterday, Olvaha, those jabs become insane when there's one hit away from killing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sometimes people forget, I feel, Zangief and Birdie, I think maybe Abigail as well, the big bodies do have the highest damaging lights in the game. They're doing like 40 damage. That's nothing to
Let's
sniff
go.
at. Oh,
Nice.
Another one.
Neutral jump, what's it gonna be?
Uh-oh, he's in the mix.
and do you know what? He read the V-shift, actually. I think if he'd done that a little bit later, that would have caught it. But
Yeah.
And either way, I mean,
Still in a lot of trouble.
the V-trigger is not ready until now. He's gonna even survive a raw hit, but the mix might be big. No hit.
Yeah, this is where the crouch jab just activates. Like you can just enforce your way.
Yeah, and the stab medium punches. Oh yeah, it's just like trying to get one of those crouch medium light punches. Just a little
Yeah,
bit
look
worried
at this.
about
Such
the
a struggle for Shuto now.
It's been 2. He needs one more jab, and it's done.
he can't.
No
He
way.
can't activate via the tackle either. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Very nice. Nice patience from Kichipa there.
But the thing is, both of these two have been exhibiting that patience in the neutral, so you're going to be seeing them like kind of rely and abuse on their mediums a lot more than the other buttons, unless it's like really far away. The way Shuto's playing this is kind of with the death by 1,000 cut strategy while trying to avoid the perilous situation of the grab.
Yeah.
I feel the way he plays, he might as well play a zoner. He might as well play a zoner, but he loves Urien that much. But you saw the disparity, or sorry, how quickly Kichipa won that game as opposed to Shuto winning the first. You saw
But
how quickly
also,
it was.
yeah, but also the fact that Shuto did say that one of the most satisfying things about playing this character is overcoming the bad like matchups, the neutral against these characters, and he did mention Geef and Gal, for example.
I mean, one of the greatest feelings on planet Earth is eating your favorite food. I know it's easy. I know it's easier to do. I know it's easier to achieve satisfaction. Gets the back throw.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah, he wants to keep him closer to the corner in OSPD after that crush. But I mean, Shuto, great stocked up right now. The life bar is not too good for Kichipa should he be hit, so it's not the worst position to be in, but great control until that crush medium kick finally finds its way in.
Side swap.
He gets the side wish, yeah.
He can go for 2 throws if he wants. Yeah, there's one. Put the mirror out. Should be.
Nice throw bait.
That should be dead. Yeah, very lucky. And you know what? That was optimal meterless because even if he didn't do the coral punch, he would have to spend bar on the EX tackle. I thought he had to spend bar in general, but because Zangief is the second highest, most vitality character in the game,
Right.
just under Abigail, so you're gonna have to like be maximum damage against this dude.
I think the usage of medium punch and jab has been really exceptional from Kichi. He hasn't whiffed the stand fierce or heavy kick. The times he uses is either a block or a hit.
Wow, nice buffer.
And
Once again, Shuto has been displaying that buffer.
Yeah, and as Zangief controls the neutral, the reward on hits is much higher for Urien with like the corner carry and the Oki. Nice usage of V-reversal.
Yeah, pushes in the corner and just, you know, completely makes it.
And do you know what's crazy? I'll tell you about. I noticed this about. Oh, nice, lovely.
Once again.
I noticed this about Shuto's gameplay. He's one of the few Urien players that will like use V-reversal. The rest of them, I say the rest of them, the majority of them don't.
Yeah, that's very true. And also, like, using the V-shift very, very freely, I feel like. I think it's really interesting. Like, he's not too worried about not getting the ages right away. So I think that's a really good approach to the character in general.
Yeah, look, we're seeing right now stand medium punch into heavy character tackle paying dividends in abundance for this guy right now. And the thing is, like, Kichipa can't do much. Crouch jab, stand medium punch, get shimmies. He's even getting hit by sweeps. I think as the longer the set goes on, I think Shuto will start using heavies more because he can see that range.
Oh, was that a read? Like,
It's gonna be.
Nah, I think that was execution error.
Yeah, and that, you know, that if you delay it a bit, that can catch both the backdash and the V-shift. So it's, you don't always know what was going. Might have just mistimed it. That would have been such a great read.
Good on such a demoralizing read.
Okay,
Yeah, Eve's not really getting that much from the mix-ups so far. Shuto has been good at changing it up, and again gets out with the V-shift. Great decision to use it after one block.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing. Let's be real here. Both these characters, like, game plans over the years have been, like, severely limited to certain things now. So the matchup's being played a certain way. Yes, in different parts of the world, it can be more volatile, more chaotic. But these guys, just with their nature,
Beautiful lariat.
it's just pure fundamental.
Yeah,
Just getting
for
that
sure.
light SPD, no Oki.
Kichipa is just inching forward right now.
Oh,
Slowly and
at it.
steadily.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be harder, but I mean, there's 2 SPDs from killing.
Yeah.
Right. If
What's
he
it gonna
hits-
be?
Oh,
Oh,
No way!
Yeah, no, that's guaranteed. That was guaranteed all the time. When he does violent knee drop, lariat all the time. I thought he was going to do, if he gets a headbutt, he's going to cancel the super.
So scary, he went for it and he didn't get the lucky grab this time, like he said.
Nah, I can see what he's doing
lucky
because
grab.
you have to understand, Shuto's been playing on hitbox for a while now. He told us that. You can tell by his movement.
Yeah.
I can tell when a Urien player is playing on hitbox.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's cancelled.
Oh,
No way.
oh, still not trying to evade the super. He just knows Kichipa wants to keep it for a more safe or guaranteed situation. I mean, we'll see it eventually, right? The wake up super, but so far, Shuto's not really been scared of it on offense.
You can just see how methodical and microscopic is the movement from Shuto is. You can definitely, like Jammerz said earlier, you can see like the hitbox in action.
All right, back
Fights
throw
back
there. He's kind of been 50-50 with command grabs. Let's see if he gets this round. There's the break, and he has to deal with this. Oh, he might be dead.
This is huge. This is
He
huge.
might be dead.
No.
Well, he's not dead,
No,
but
he's gonna
it's a
reset.
mix.
Oh no!
Back throw.
He has to.
And Oki.
No way! What?
Nah, he'll do it. He will do it. Because the thing is, he would have had to do 2 jabs, and if the second one hit, you're not going to cancel into lariat because you don't know if it's going to hit, right? So
Yeah.
that
was awesome.
that headbutt there made so much sense. You can
Yeah.
still use that move.
Massive brain.
You can still
You can
use that
definitely
move.
still use it. You just
Yeah.
can't use it as like a
As
you're in my
freely.
face. You gotta guess, yeah. And it does work against throws, and it does work in situations like that when you might want to do a stagger, you're far away, something like that. I mean, it isn't fast. I think it's like 12 frames now, down from 17. Not really sure.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
has its uses,
Yeah.
as Jammerz alluded to.
Definitely has, especially against Zangief, where like the airborne state of the headbutt is just like a very valuable tool in itself.
The thing is,
Control.
yeah, the thing is, it's 3-1 right now to Shuto, but I feel Kichipa thinks he's still like in the fight. He's had some
Yeah.
good rounds. It's just obviously his main tool, the thing that makes his games entertaining to watch and like suffering to be on the end of. Is
Very
the
true.
SPD. But again, fantastic round, clinical stuff there from Kichipa. But it's that mental endurance, that elongated strategy. Do we bring this out? Are we tying this out for the maximum 19 games? You know what I mean? Potentially 19 games.
I do remember that. Oh, nice whip punish. Brings me back to the SF4 days, and he back rolls. So that was into the Oki. What's it gonna be? Try to chase him down somehow. Shuto's out again, but the damage it just mounts up so quickly once Zangief gets that hit.
Try to run a
Yeah,
air
those
grab.
standing medium punches definitely putting in the work.
There we go. This is it. It might just be a battle of stand medium punches right now. Gets the flex. That's going to be a punish. Yeah, he's not dead.
Good.
He's not dead, but I guarantee he might try micro SPD. Let's find out. No,
Joe, did you see that?
The prophet has fallen.
Did you see that? Shoutouts to the Capcom Pro Tour stage as well, giving the extra effect on that super there.
Oh no, they done it with when in the trailer, the DLC trailer, when Alex does.
Yeah.
It happens with all the face plants.
Yeah, but that's really
face plants,
cool.
body plants. But
We don't see them that often.
well,
Honestly.
we don't pick this stage that often, so no, it's good to see. To be honest, like we forgot to turn on the PC here to change the stage, but I like this stage anyway.
I like this stage.
Let's see how this goes. It's been working so far. And you have to remember as well, Zangief doesn't really use his meter outside of combos, it's SPD, so he can save the meter for super. So Shuto does have to be a little bit more wary of the EX chariot tackle at times, even if he has to force his way in to get an opening.
Yeah.
And I think that now Zangief can like meterlessly convert sometimes on his combo options in the air, so he can save for super more as he can go for that regular SPD in the air while losing the good Oki. It's still like a good tool to keep your win condition with the super up there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice hit.
The Aegis is out.
Side swap, parry chariot. Is he going to put the mirror out in front of him? Not yet. He tried to walk into the range of getting a throw, but he gets a dash throw
Dash is
instead.
in.
Oh no.
Do it now.
He thought he was gonna go for another throw, walk
Yeah.
up. Oh, this is gonna be big for Shuto. Again
the
with
throw
tech.
bait.
And again with the tech.
He's teching.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's teching. He's getting him. He's getting him. It's not good. It's the grappler's getting grappled at the moment.
Yeah. They don't. I mean, after
he's
Geef
getting
lost
power
that,
bombed.
Yeah. I think that it was a nice nerf when Geef lost the EX SPD for throws, because you need to be able to pressure him as well, right? But I think that's maybe one of the like heaviest nerfs, since he doesn't have that same defense
listen,
anymore.
It makes total sense because look, these two characters have suffered certain changes because of V-shift. But you can't give everyone a universal invincible.
headbutt.
You can't give everyone a universal invincible backdash if you can't deal with the other option. Me personally, I don't think that's fair.
I agree.
Chariot
Oh,
tackle.
nice.
It's by the chariot.
Kind of risky though, Kichi having that super and now the V-trigger stock.
Yeah, that's
Anything
very
minus
free.
gonna get
Good
punished
point.
big time. Oh, trying to get that crush.
Okay, no.
Look at the just back and forth and the static medium coming out to play here for Shuto.
He's gonna chip away at his life as much as he can, and if he can get maybe a stand medium punch buffer.
No way, he got sucked in.
Yeah, that was the plus activation.
Yeah.
Like if you have the max range stand fierce, oh,
And he's gonna get grabbed, and we're gonna see another slam.
yeah, he did the cross kick before the wake up into the 720. It's been so long since I've seen. Since it's a super now, you don't want to waste it, so people don't want to use it that much, right? Yeah, because when it was an ultra, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna try to use it, right? But now that it's only a super, that's all your meter for one guess. Still pans out for Kichi.
Well, it's one great startup. You're not jumping on the reaction, especially when did you not see Kichipa with the button beforehand? When people do that, you sit still. You sit still.
You're like, yeah, you even if you were thinking of jumping, you're like, oh, the button's coming. Let me go down again.
All right. Again, poking away right now.
Oh, getting hit by the chariot once again.
Yeah, so from straight hits, the maximum damage Shuto's getting is stand medium punch into heavy chariot tackle. I think EX chariot tackle is close to that. But again, gaining that ground, accumulating that great damage right now. I like that Kichipa move, staying in that space where stand medium punch is trying to connect the tip.
And he's staying in that specific pocket, exactly.
He's a
And
pro
you know
player,
when he
bro.
does that like that instant stand fierce, the hurt box on the legs is small.
No way!
And that's huge, but the punish not as huge.
I think he's trying to
Still
anticipate
alive?
something. It's either accidental
Oh,
or
but
he's trying to
sweep into
anticipate
sweep trigger?
What's it gonna be though? No.
No, he's gonna eat it. There you go. Shuto takes it.
4-2 right now. Okay.
Damn,
like,
these have been close.
they have, but it's more, I feel, sometimes the 2-0 rounds from Shuto they've just been poking away, and Kichipa has been losing that patience. Because again, like, anyone who plays this game can see it. Straight hits. After a certain amount of health, you're like, I need to do something. And it's like, right, your entire game plan changes. Despite him having the larger health pool than Urien, only by 50 vitality or something like that. Again, look, now watch what Shuto does to try and get back in. He's not going to dash, but right, see what he's doing? Right.
Yeah.
Check the game plan changed. And then, now watch what Kichipa does because he hasn't got the life lead.
No way. No way.
Oh, and he has to use the V reversal he feels, and that's kind of big. He will still get the V trigger, but at very low vitality.
Yeah, low vitality, yeah.
That sweep is so good. at max distance, it's almost difficult for most characters to punish.
Yeah, I think that's one of those sweeps where people just are underutilizing it.
All right, you get his
no.
SBD. Right, what's the guess going to be? Are you going to try and escape or leave it? He left it. Oh, no.
And he gets the punish. This is huge. What's it gonna be? Try to backdash.
He confirmed that. Yeah, easy
Yeah.
confirmed, because if that was blocked, that would have been cancelled into Metallic Sapphire, and he would have been +2 right in your face. So good
But
stuff.
I want to highlight one decision Kichi did just before that, is that he's been chasing down after lariat combos and getting SPDs a lot, and this first time he just stood there and he knew the quick rise was coming, he would be -1 from the dash right, and he then went for the SPD instead. Really awareness on when the opponent is going to be going for some other escape.
Oh, he's gonna get the hit.
A dash up throw. Gonna play it safe. He tried another dash up throw, but lovely check there from Kichipa into the light confirmed. And another V shift.
Oh, once
Saves
again,
Shuto.
like Shuto has been using that standing medium. Even though the standing medium punch did get nerfed, he's been using it in a
he's jumped.
fantastic way.
Yo, I know a lot of people that wouldn't have jumped that, but because that's -3 on block, you got a 4 frame. What choice did you have?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, a lot of people would have tried to take their turn back, but he jumped. Dead.
Oh, and he finds
Beautiful.
over the standing heavy punch. Not even with punishing it, just getting it out
standing medium
there. And
punch, beautiful.
Shuto proving my point that this matchup is not horrible for Urien. What Urien players are just used to steamrolling, Jammerz.
Really makes you think.
Yeah.
I don't play other character.
I am the knowledge master.
Don't look at me. Listen, I'm learning some stuff
Right.
about this, especially how it's being played in this current version of the game as the set goes along. But again, he is still sticking with Zangief.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't, like, either of them haven't really taken a break at any point after a loss.
Nah, again, I think these guys just love the game and enjoy playing it as well. And Shuto is exhibiting to us what he told us in the interview. He likes overcoming a hard challenge.
Right.
Which not everyone agrees is a hard challenge, but that's that's a different. Maybe actually it's Kichi who's trying to overcome a hard challenge. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Nice.
Okay, inching forward here, slow and steady.
Just staring at each other.
Looking so respectful.
This is like looking like SF4 Zangief against, I don't know, some character with a four.
Wow, look at these lariats. They have been so on point. Every EX knee drop just completely neutralized.
At the same time, Shuto gets away, and I think he's happily
That's true.
trading that damage for the escape out of the corner. It's
For
probably
sure.
a little bit frustrating for Kichipa, but at least he's been ready.
I love how, like, they're using their life bar as a resource in that situation. They're like, okay, I'm willing to give away this much life to get out of the corner.
Well, I mean, if you have over 1,000 health in this game, I think you should always consider that as a strategy, because you can walk into certain things at times. All right, 16 seconds on the clock, but he's trying to make a comeback here. He's going to put the second mirror out very shortly. There it is.
No, that was too sick. No, the damage.
Oh, he did.
Time is running out, though.
My man woke up with standing hard kick.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
You know why I love it? You know why I love it so much, Jammerz? Is that Shuto has been not respecting the super on wake up like once so far when Kichi has had it. So he probably thought that this time Kichi's gonna go for that super. I've been always pressuring, but Kichi was one step ahead in the mind game, saying that this is the one time you're not going to respect me, and he's paid off for it.
Listen,
That's some
man.
4D chess.
Listen,
Yeah.
having a super on wake up allows you to do the most dastardly things on wake up. It's fantastic. It's great. It's great, because if you don't respect my super, then boy. But
That's true.
let's see if the commander can get the start. No, what an interruption there from Shuto. Chase it down.
Oh,
and
he's
punish.
gonna there he got caught.
Wow, that was not a good V shift, because it's put him in the corner. And then he's gonna get him.
but
Yeah,
this
he's gonna get
time?
him. And you know what? That's gonna be the round of the slam.
Slam!
I'll tell you something, right? Let me tell you something about that super. Outside of it being one of the, the greatest things to punish -2, because obviously it's a one-frame super, similar to Akuma's Raging Demon, the best time to do that is when your opponent's plus. The best time to go for it is when your opponent's plus, because they're like, yo, he ain't gonna do it here. And it's like, of course I am. 400 damage when you're plus? That's what, listen.
Don't mind if I do.
That's what all these people on social media talk about. It's like, what's frame there? Oh, so I know when to mash. All right, you're +4, I can mash this. Great. Shimmy.
And I feel like since Kichi plays that game, he can afford some throws, but he's been really adamant at being one of the guys that techs.
It's been mix and match. I think he doesn't want to risk losing V meter for a bad V shift.
Great
It's counter hit damage, you know.
Oh, he's gonna get out of the corner there, scot-free.
Flex.
Yeah.
He's trying to activate.
I mean,
he's trying to activate.
oh, that was too close for the plus. He wants that plus on block or just a hit. I want to see that plus on block. Oh, what a nice! He baited that dash. Released it instantly. Let's go. Here we go.
Roulette wheel.
No way!
Do you know what?
And that's great. I want to highlight why that's great. Because if he does the throw or the throw to punish the V shift or the SPD as the read, both do lose to the EX head, but it has defensive uses.
What was I saying at the start? What was I saying at the start?
You're saying that it's a good move still.
You were saying that sometimes you gotta use your head.
No, well, I didn't say that. I said, since clearly no one listened, I said because he has V shift, you're more inclined to just throw invincible moves.
agree.
There you go.
I'm 100% on your side. Oh, and he takes the... He knew he was going to try to chase the back dash. Such great display from Shuto, just turning around. The tide that Kichi was building. But now, though, fully stocked.
He needs a
Full
hit.
resources.
He can jab away, but he needs a hit. Kichipa right now.
Give him anything.
He could also jab his... Oh, that's the...
There it is, max range.
Yeah, almost. I think it was not max enough.
Do you know what he's going to have
But
to
he's
try and
still
do?
like a hit from the super, though.
I didn't have my ruler ready, so I couldn't say if it was max range.
You can buy one from Tokido.
No! He didn't flex. He didn't flex.
Yeah, he didn't.
That
He's
was...
gonna
I
walk
think
up.
he was... Yeah, maybe thinking he wouldn't hold it.
What's gonna
He was
happen
like,
next? Oh, the dash in, but Shuto was just
And the
ready
dash
for
is-
that.
Yeah, the dash is so slow from Zangief that when
Yeah.
you're not ready and you panic throw, it's almost like a punish in itself.
I need to get it now.
Here's what I think probably Kichipa should try as the set goes on, the remainder of this set. Urien's crouching medium kick has a lot of recovery and extended hurt box. Obviously, the medium punch is a little bit harder to catch. I think he's going to have to try and catch a medium with a raw Cyclone Lariat. I think he's going to have to try it because he's trying to get in the range, press the button to confirm.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the raw suction might do a better job, but we'll see. These interactions have been really good between these two, but again, it's 6-3 right now to Shuto.
It is
4 more games to
6-3,
go.
but there's still there's still room for adjustments for sure.
Oh, nice.
Catches with the stand medium punch.
It would be really nice if you could get stand like he after that stand medium punch, like without countering. Oh, here comes the mix. He hasn't gotten much out of the SPD to SPD. Still not gonna see.
Yeah, he hasn't really gone for that.
A couple of times, but he seems too worried. And I understand it, obviously. I mean, Urien really steamrolls when he gets that right, so...
All right, activates off the standing medium kick. Going to take a full combo straight to the corner. Is he going to set up the other mirror? Goes behind
Goes into
him.
the reset.
Goes for the left-right again on the corner side. Wrong, not ready for the dash.
See?
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
That is the disparity between the two characters' dashes. One of them is much more checkable than the other one. And if you try and react to Urien, you don't react to the dash, you react to what happens afterwards.
Okay, great AXSPD though, and now we're back in the guessing game. Now he went for it. We just talked about it. Now he committed to it and gets fully punished. We're in the corner now.
He can't get him, and this is the thing. Because V-Shift will have you already thinking twice. Every time Shuto guesses correctly, Kichipa is going to be absolutely bamboozled to what to do when he gets the good situation.
Exactly. Bamboozle is a great word for that.
Yeah. And since he knows that ex-headbutt can come, he's probably a little bit worried about doing that throw option select as well. So there are many things to think about. Great movement for that EX-SPD. What are we going to see?
Nah, he'll wait.
He's too afraid. Oh, he
The
didn't
thing
go
is-
for the air.
V-reversal, good. He's out. Perfect. Oh, he tried to grab but
no.
medium
Oh,
punch.
and he and he interrupted. Great for Kichi. He's in such a good space.
And just plowing through with the standing fierce.
Now that's interesting. I do feel as well, especially watching these two, I don't think these guys are the kind of people to go for the same motion twice.
Yeah.
It's not that they cycle in a very predictable way. It's they set up that very strong mind game on each player's Oki to then really confuse your opponent and go, oh, okay, second guess what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you can really see the layers.
Me T into the tick throw. That was a true tick throw because the jab connected me T.
Oh, and V reversal.
Kichi definitely fighting on the back here. Oh, just too early for that medium punch.
Oh, nice stand medium punch though.
Chipping away at him, chipping away with those mediums and
With those
heavies.
chops.
Should he get a few more, he will be close to getting that super to kill from an activation. Quite a bit to walk.
Oh, I don't know.
Why didn't he try V-break? V-break. Zangief's
Yeah.
got one of the better V-breaks at the game.
One of the best
Yeah.
V-breaks for sure, yeah.
It goes very far. He still almost has V-trigger though, so it's fine. He's building back that gray life as well. Nothing really changed.
All right.
Slow approach.
He's not pressing the button because he does not want that stand medium punch buffer to tackle into double
Yeah.
crush. He doesn't want it. Put him in the corner. He's walking to the corner.
Or the super for that matter.
Oh, that was minus as well. Yes, he forces the V-reversal. This is really good for Kichi. Oh, but he finds
Oh.
the conversion, but no conversion.
Shuto's minimalistic movement is just beautiful to see. What a jump back into the super. Oh my goodness.
And that is so interesting because he's landed so many walk-up SPDs and Shuto finally really aware of it and jumping. And I think that there is an extra layer there that if you just walk up and wait and see the back jump, you can do the air SPD. So there's like so many layers to everything that's going on in the neutral as well here.
Yeah, like I partially agree with that, but the thing is, it's while that's where you've put your mental stack, right? What if he dashes up at you? What if he literally dashes up at you while you're looking for that jump? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be a
you need
deer
to
in the
decide.
headlights.
All right, so we have gone back to character select screen. It looks like Kichipa has had enough. He's going to change
We'll see what
characters.
happens.
I don't think a V trigger or V skill change. We'll see. Maybe the super Russian kick V skill 2 might work. He might go to Alex. He might pick Abigail.
Alex would be interesting, to be honest.
I have a question to the two of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who counter picks a winning matchup? No one. So what have we learned today?
What
What have we learned today?
Well, that Urien
Oh,
is,
you're driving your own agendas here.
I know he is.
My agenda's
He comes
Yeah.
late and then drives his own agenda. What's that about?
What's up with that, man?
What's up with that? Like, what are you trying to tell us here? Is he gonna do it?
What's he gonna
Yeah.
do? Yo, there
He's
it
gonna
is!
do it. He's gonna
Alex!
do it.
Oh, Alex!
He'll do it. Somebody said Honda. You definitely don't watch Kichipa. That man has never touched Honda in his life, as far as I'm concerned.
All right. You know what the good thing is? If he's gonna get the super finish, we're still gonna see the slams.
Yeah. I feel like the game can be pretty similar from Alex's side, like using really strong mediums to just control the pace, but the ward from hits, Oak is just stronger in my opinion on
for
Alex's
sure.
side.
Like, look at this already using. Yeah, look at this already. The crouching medium punch has been working overtime already in the first round here after picking Alex.
It's because, again, for Alex being a big body character, he's got much better movement. He's got. Remember what he asked for Zangief with combos? He's got him right here.
Yeah.
Ooh, the delay on the crouch like kick though, but no real conversion from it. Still finds a hit.
It seems like quite a few people didn't know Kichipa was playing Alex. Listen, the moment the changes came for
Plus
the
frames here.
the moment
the chop.
The moment the changes came for the final patch, looking at Zangief and look at Abigail, right? The one who actually received probably more entertaining change was Abigail, but they're not like the best characters competitive right now. Alex got some interesting changes and he gave him a go.
And he got hit in the air by the roundhouse, so he got juggled way in the corner.
And I'll tell you what, if Shuto does neutral jump in the corner, he can catch him with an air knee smash at a particular range, or do what Problem X does, wait till he comes down and grab him after that.
I just love how patiently Kichipa has been like chipping away, and now he's in the corner. Shuto is in for a world of hurt, potentially.
This is just such a different pace. There's like corner instantly, seems to be struggling.
Nice punish though.
That's the low high special, you know. Shout out to
low
low high
special.
The low he special.
No way! Dived all the way across.
It must be nice to be able to return the favor of escaping from the corner, something Zangief wouldn't be able to do.
Look at him chopping away at the mirror there.
Yeah, go to Mia.
Go away.
Too far away.
This is not a round to lose for Kichi. He finds the activation and there's it.
That's actually such a good change to Alex for I feel like his EX specials into the V trigger they have become much more viable because you can actually choose between the sleeper hold or the DDT.
Well, look, let's dial it back a bit. That is true. Let's dial it back a bit. I'll tell you why it's changed, right? What was he doing with Zangief? What's Zangief's primary goal? To grab the opponent. You can't do that with a throw invincible move and V-shift on deck. And 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, Kichipa has been guessing wrong. Guess what? Alex's gameplay does not revolve around Powerbomb. We hate Powerbomb, but it doesn't revolve around that. And I'll tell you what, he's got a poke in crouching medium punch, similar to standing medium punch in range, and then he's got a more explosive V-trigger that comes at an earlier time. I've said my piece.
Yeah, and
You
also
said
like
the piece and you've spoken truth. You spoke truth to power.
and also I understand why some people are hesitant to call Alex a grappler because his gameplay doesn't revolve the same way around the command grab as like Mika or Zangief, for example.
Yeah, or Laura for that matter. But I think like Alex is more in that mix where you find Birdie. It's like
He's like a
they're not-
brawler.
Yeah, they're not based around command throw. They're more based around control.
For sure.
Crouching medium
Look at
punch.
the control,
I'm telling you, man, that has a range of a sweep. I'm telling you that has a range of a sweep.
It's easily one of the best normals in the game.
Head crush.
No way! He tried.
he's dead, he's
But look
dead.
at that forward medium punch.
Yeah, he's dead.
I love this.
He should
Look
be
at
dead,
this combo optimized.
Come on, I know what I'm talking about, baby. I've seen it all before. I don't care how scaled that was. I knew he was dead. That was fantastic stuff there from Shuto. Maybe this character change was too little, too late. We'll see.
We'll see. It's already looking like much more even in the sense that I feel like Kichipa is able to do much more right now.
No, do you know what? There you go.
Look at this.
Watch out for the V-shift. Interrupt.
No, nice challenge from Shuto.
And I do think people are afraid to interrupt because they're afraid to get crushed, but you don't really get crushed when interrupting Alex after that first block, right? Because it's too slow, but people still kind of like feel afraid of it, so I like seeing that people go for those interruptions more, since it's not really the crush you should be looking for. Great for Kichi to get out of that V-trigger the first time.
Command grab, he's almost dead, but Urien has so much life!
Damn.
Urien has the life of a warrior!
Urien is a healthy boy. He's a healthy boy.
My man said he's got the life of a warrior. Oh my word. This is brilliant. But yeah, again, like you said, the character change has been helping out. He's been more active, gets the anti knee smash. There's a V-shift from your boy. It looks like he's really he's been effective with defensive choices after lights, backdash, challenge,
Honestly,
V-shift. That's what people are doing, man.
Kichipa is like thriving off of these trades. I feel like Alex really does well in these scrambly situations in general. He can sometimes convert to a lot of damage and potentially Oki from these trades.
Let's see if he activates rate shift. He's going to activate it now. Tech there from Shuto. That was big.
Oh, the heavy. He went for the heavy on block.
Oh, no, why? Dead?
No,
He's close to it. Yo, he might be.
Come on.
He's dead. He is dead.
Come on, man. I've been hit by that combo too much.
man.
I've been hit by that combo too much.
Yeah, but you don't have Alex HP.
That's true. So
Yeah, because Alex has the health of a
He's a healthy boy. He's very healthy.
Well, look, right now it should
He's
be
broccoli.
8-4 to Shuto. Very interesting to see.
This is very interesting.
And the thing is, I can still see the comeback from Kichipa, but the way that Shuto and the defensive choices he's been making, like, to be honest with you, it hasn't solely been V-trigger. It hasn't been Aegis Reflect the whole time. It's been V-shifts, it's been V-reversals, and still getting the V-trigger in that round sometimes.
Right.
I love this preemptive standing punch. Confirm the interaction from Shuto against Alex. It's not really easy to whiff punish those mediums from Alex. If you do play something preemptively, you can definitely catch it. Sorry.
Let's see how this goes. Trying to use flash top in neutral, gets the punish with the standing
nice.
hard kick. It is fast enough to catch that.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if Kichipa like looked on the sidelines to his V-trigger bar and thought that he would potentially have the V-trigger there with the standing roundhouse.
No shimmy. Can he get an activation here? This is going to be big. Oh!
No.
I think-
Straight into your...
I think that's exactly what he tried to catch. But the throw is much quicker than the crouching fierce. And he gets back from for his troubles. Shuto looking to put himself at 9-4 here in this set.
Yeah. Right into his open arms.
Nice anti-air.
He's gonna get the double dash Oki here as well.
Nice chop.
Whoa, what a great
Beautiful cross-cut.
Kichi, you are a god right now.
No, he's so good. And like, I think that's really impressive. Coming from a character like Zangief to using crosscuts with Alex, I think that takes some adjustment. So I think that's commendable.
Definitely agree with Olvaha there. Kichi back in it again.
Back to the poking game.
Now he's patient. Yeah, the secret handshake with the crouching medium punch.
I don't think he wanted that.
He's extending his hand.
I want to say that was an execution error, but that was unfortunate. V-reversal has to deal with that. He can get out the corner if he wants or surprise him, but...
Oh, his defense right now is going on the offense. Slowing down one more hit.
Oh, his crouching medium punch. He's the guy in the airplane who's like, I want to shake your hand.
If he gets grabbed after this, it gets the game. Yeah. That's it. I knew he was going to get grabbed for that situation, but...
Nice patience from Kichipa there.
Careful.
That could have been
so scary.
That could have been assist 2.
He has to swear. No! He extended the normal! He extended the normal!
They say only Uriens in Europe does that, but they straight from Japan.
They all do it.
Straight from Japan.
Beautiful.
They all do it. Nah, all right. I'm gonna ask him. I said, "Man, you did
That was sick though.
No,
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm gonna ask him. Why did you do that super?
Because he's up so much. Had that been 1-1 last round in the tournament, do you think he would do it?
Nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
He wouldn't. So this is also feeling himself. It's like, I'm just gonna close out this round.
All
We're gonna
right.
press here.
All right, let's get back into it. 9-4.
Potential match
Shuto
point.
looking really nice and strong here.
Potential match point here for Shuto. Kichipa, who's been at his wit's end for a lot of this set. He's put on a good show with his characters, but it seems that they're both struggling against Urien. Or at least the style of Urien.
With the elbow, though.
One difference we can notice is that it's a lot easier for Shuto to clip the buttons of Alex compared to Geef, as they have slightly different hurt boxes. So we've seen Crouching Punch be clipped a bit more.
They linger on for a little while more.
Well, there's that activation conversion. Nice delay.
Into the DDT, he's gonna get the Oki from this situation. Goes for a lariat.
Well, he takes his chances. Shuto took
definitely
his chances with
dead.
a headbutt because he can. He's got a 5-game buffer, so
Yeah.
if he wants to try and experiment to see if he can get a read on Kichibamu's throws when he feels Kichibamu needs to win the round, I can take that gamble as well. Actually, medium punch. He's got to be careful with all these
He's
buttons,
gonna
man.
get nice and deep with the crouch fierce, because if you get the double hit, you can obviously juggle after that.
Yeah, he's really not afraid to experiment avoiding throws. That's going to be stuck very shortly.
Oh, he's in for a lot of trouble in the corner here, getting thrown here, power bombed.
Nice. Just the empty jump with no punish on the standing heavy kick. Bit too far, bit too late.
Punish.
Oh, that big.
Beautiful punish
Match
from
set
Shuto.
point right now.
He was hoping that Shuto would press a button or something to get the crush counter, but it's not working. He's got CA as well here, Shuto. An early one wouldn't be a bad choice either.
It's set point for Shuto. He's looking really strong. Will Kichipa be able to? He went for it again. I think almost every time he's went for the EX head stomp, he's always gone for the command grab.
Because he needs to get in, but it's not looking good for him right now.
Let me in.
Oh, the delay on Shuto, and here he misses a confirm. Goes into the corner because that's where he wants him to
Yeah,
be.
I love
Don't let him
that
escape.
decision. I love that decision.
Oh, but he finds the Rago EX tackle. More screen space. And the dash. You can't always be ready.
Right, I think if he chips away at his help just a little bit longer. Big! Hold on, DDT. Is he going to V-shift or keep him there? He waits.
Nice, gets the throw.
No chase.
Oh, that was scary. Scary dash.
This is it, this is it, this is it. Literally, this is it.
No way.
Oh, no.
No way.
Still has one more mirror, but the activation is not as strong as the first one. Obviously, the DDT doesn't kill, though. Urien, a healthy boy.
Very healthy. He's a warrior. The warrior. He's just blocking out.
No way, look at the... Oh, he went for it again. He did it again.
Do you know what was
He
mad?
did it again.
It would have been hilarious if Shuto did an EX headbutt there. It really would have. But the thing, this is what I find interesting. In do or die situations, people freeze up and don't do the choice you'd expect to do.
Deer in the headlights.
And in situations before that, my man was jumping, headbutting, and it's like,
You know what?
You could have done it there, and he would have.
You know what? You know what? Dreams aren't dreams if you make them happen.
Well,
And you know what else? I think it's
Yeah.
2-2 after Kichi switched to Alex.
yes.
Yes. So this was a very good pick. Bit too late, as Jammerz said, but just keep that win rate coming.
Listen,
Great
we'll never know.
conversions.
Yeah, listen, never say
Oh,
never.
the backdash.
Never say never. Block.
Look at this stun. Lights out, baby.
Moto round from Kichi.
There you go.
Finds
Nice.
everything.
All right. Looking good here for your boy. Kichipa is slowly but surely coming back. Has Shuto run out of ideas? I don't think so.
Honestly, live to win is just playing in my head right now.
Hyper bomb.
Nice.
That's something to do another
Big
one?
damage.
Nice. Okay.
No, beautiful anti-air. And they did buff that recently in the batch. They made it more viable as an anti-air.
Oh, these guys
this
are
is such great corner
swinging
control.
for
No
the
way,
hills.
this is too, like, perfect spacing for Kichipa. Shuto fights back, though. Gets out of the corner.
He's been really good at that stand medium punch placement against Alex compared to the other character we fought earlier. But this one is huge, though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look in the mirror first.
Well,
There's another mirror coming. Oh, nice. Just takes that throw.
Another one?
No counter it.
there we go. One
Look
more.
at this. The movement.
Oh, he's dead.
No
oh, no.
way.
Oh, he did the wrong combo. He did the wrong combo.
No, he didn't.
No,
He's
he
good.
did the wrong combo. Trust me, he did the
Almost.
wrong combo.
I love how adamant you were about it.
Are you, listen, let's be real here, right? Okay, Kichipa, we won that game, great, he's slowly coming back. Are you telling me, right, he did jump fierce, jab, jab. When you do that, you weren't sure if your opponent was going to...
That's true,
Right.
that's true.
So you're saying, nah, he did the right. I was like, no, he didn't, because he would have...
Because, you know what? What confused me is that Alex can get so much out of those small situations that it almost looked like it's what's gonna kill. But obviously, we didn't take into account how Urien is a healthy boy once again.
You know what Kichi is saying right now? But I'm not a grappler.
Well,
Oh, very few people will get that reference.
okay, so... this is still... Yeah, okay. This is still working out, yeah.
Beautiful power
And the
bomb.
thing is, what's good about this is that the strategy he tried to employ with Zangief does work. He's just got better answers. Good read. Good
That
read.
was such a good V shift.
Do you know what? He hasn't really used Lariat. He hasn't really used Lariat.
hasn't really gone for
speaking
that,
of that,
yeah.
when he tried to use it there, it didn't work.
You summoned it to reality. You willed it.
Oh, he tried.
Great.
Can he chase it down? He might have to do a DDT. He might have to do a random DDT.
Oh, but, yes,
Oh, but okay, this time he didn't go for the
now
power
what?
bomb.
Big
Yeah.
reads. No. I wanted big reads.
I think
You
he
know-
should do a DDT.
I'm smelling the
Oh, he got
DDT.
it.
Oh, he's dead.
Sick. A bit more walk speed, baby.
Plant him.
And I'll tell you what's interesting as well. Look how he's slowly encroaching on his space, right? With the crouching medium punch, throwing out the chops. He's giving him something to think about. So then he forgets the range of EX hyper bomb. He will forget the range of them.
Yeah,
He
and it's
couldn't-
also been punished, right?
He couldn't do this with Zangief. Trust me, he
Yeah.
could not do this with Zangief.
That is true. One thing, though, I want to say that Zangief probably has a better time in trying to react to the EX knee drops, as we just saw there. Alex, you need to be a little more aware.
But the reward also better, so it kind of makes
It
up for
is.
it. Yeah.
EX knee drop as an anti-air. You always give you that dash-up Oki, so it's a fantastic anti-air.
This is actually looking like a match for Alex. Nice conversion.
There you go.
Everything's
This
working.
corner carry.
Head
But
Try to
EX
throw.
But once again, gotta use your head.
Hold on.
And that surprise hit there made it.
No,
why is normal? Why did he? We must ask him. We must ask him if this is misinputs or something.
Yeah, why did he go for the normal?
He'll try that sometimes because it's slower to react to. It's kind of like Abigail's dash. You see everyone reacting to that? Nope.
True. You're not expecting it, right? Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're there.
And I'm pretty sure avoiding
try-
certain things is easy on hitbox and a stick. So
Oh, punish though?
yeah, he's not going to come on and grab you. Keep him there. Keep
Another
him locked.
one.
Do
And
another
the
one.
Oki's still
Again.
there.
Yeah, the Oki is so
right.
powerful with that, Alex.
Did it too early. That's such a good answer to the V-shift block.
Oh, Shuto's coming in.
Shove. No, he's out of there. He's like, I'm out.
And I'm loving how
Chase
all
down.
nice conversion.
No activation though.
Here it is, though.
And there's no V-trigger cancel yet. He kind of needs to get a big hit before that V-trigger is ready, or it's going to be really hard. Oh,
The dash in, though.
Watch out,
One
he's got
more.
mirror. He's got mirror.
More? One more!
Nah,
I
you
like
know
that.
what?
It's the men RD. You whiff the jab and wait, and then dash. Instead of doing it instantly,
Like-
they stop looking for it.
In your face.
But again, look at the position he was in. What did he do last time? Flash shot, wait, grab. And it's like, okay, now, like you said, SPD with the button, And then it's just like, all right, cool. Now dash. All right, interesting.
Oh, interesting. We're back in the lobby.
Now,
This time from Shuto.
no, but he did ask this earlier before we
He
got the
did.
whole stream started, before Veggey showed up. Shuto said, if I needed to go back to the lobby and just sit there and wait a minute, can I do so? I said, yeah, listen, feel free to do so. But it looks like he's jumped right back in. Now, he has been playing 2 other characters. He's been playing Dictator, and he's been playing Channel 8. I don't know if he's going to swap to any of them for the potential last game, or he'll ride it out with Urien, because again, it's done him the job for the vast majority, 99% of the time.
Right.
Maybe he needs a little bit of pixie dust, or that second wind.
A fairy godmother.
Let's find out what character he picked. Urien. All
There
right.
it is. No changes. Urien.
No, sometimes you don't need to change.
Just need a break.
I think his biggest concern right now is when Kichipa gets him in the corner. It's mainly been happening on the right side of the screen and the left. Good whiff punish. I think he kind of, I wouldn't say he needs to slow down because he's been playing relatively slow for the majority of the set.
Yeah.
I think he needs to change up his mental stack. What is he going to prioritize, and where is he going to make these decisions?
Nice sweep, though.
Look at that. What a change.
Beautiful.
My man just
Confirmed.
needed a hard reset in the character select screen. How about that? What a turnaround.
Yes,
Get
that's such a
started.
powerful tool. I feel like a lot of people still don't utilize that break to the fullest extent, and Shuto just showing that sometimes you just need that 30 seconds before you jump into the next game.
Well, look at that. This is paid off, and he opens up the round with a
Wow.
giant tackle, and he's got a lively to work with. That might be a mountain to climb for Kichipa unless he gets a grab.
Wow.
This is unreal. Look at it. It's like seeing 2 other people playing.
There you go.
And when you have only one game to lose and the switch up
Oh my
comes,
goodness,
and you
the
don't
set point.
yeah,
It might-
you don't
this might
react
be
fast
it.
enough.
No, this might be it.
This is really, really rough right now. He has the Vici Grand Super though.
Oh, but the dash.
Activate. No
Who's
reach
gonna
yet.
activate?
Done.
Oh, and that is it.
After the-
Anticlimactic ending, right?
Listen, after the throw tech, he got his buffer. He was doing that in the first part of the set, and it paid off huge dividends. And what a way to close out the set. Let me see good games in the chat. That was such a delight to watch. And we even got a character switch from your boy, Kichipa. Fantastic stuff there from Shuto. And I learned a lot. I think I learned a lot from these two. Watching the slow, methodical pacing that these guys provided us, as well as just the different philosophy towards the matchup from their perspective, as opposed to what we're normally used to seeing in the Western Hemisphere. Now, of course, we've got plenty more to talk about with these guys, and we got a couple of things to ask them about this set as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around, because we are going to get Margin Tension. I'm back in the lobby to do some translations. We're going to find out a couple of decisions that were made in that set. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my sight.
It's time for trap.
Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
See what I'm really made of. I'll settle this. It's the end. Let's go. The finale. You can't escape.
PlayStation.
yeah, you know I'm ready. Trying to read each other here? At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Hit them with a stopping bomb. More fuel for the fire. Cook them up. Breaking on them to lay down some damage without giving up ground. Drops them. Perfect parries. They got a feast on this chance. What now? They think this time to bust this out? Perfect damage calculation. No doubt about it. They are done.
いってみましょう。地上技で差し合う距離、リーチの差を生かすか、それを手玉に取るか。よく見ていた。さあ飛びはしっかりジャストで受け止めていく。体力はわずか、ゲージ差はある。ここはどう出る。インパクトは受け止めた。主導権の奪い合い、どちらが仕掛けるか。受け止めている。
Stop this train! Ooh, the ground impact hits for a punish! Player 1 can't win this without pulling the trigger! Noticeable life lead!
受け止めながらここは出し惜しみはなし。出血大サービスだ。ダメージ計算、ゲージ管理バッチリ。
Okay, everybody, and welcome back to today's episode of Sets featuring our first Japanese exhibition on the show, Kichipa and Shuto, with us here today. If you have just joined us, unfortunately, all great things must come to an end. The set has come to a close. As you can see, the scoreline is next to me, with Shuto closing it out 10-7. If you have missed it, don't worry. This will be put on the Capcom Fighters YouTube, which will be on there later, so you can hit up the archives and check it out there. Or you can rewind the Twitch archives and watch it back now if you don't want to hear this post-match interview. So, let me just double-check. Have we got Shuto and Kichipa here? Can you just double-check that they're here, Margin?
吉場さん、シュトさん、聞こえますか？
はい、聞こえます。
大丈夫
Perfect.
です。
Right, I'm going to do this off my head. I think it is Omedetou Shuto. I think. Is that how you say it? How you say
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
There you go. Okay, cool. I got half of it right. Got the rest of it wrong.
Yeah.
But it was great that he was able to win this set. But I mean, imagine it must have been great for you to see a little bit of Alex. I know you love a bit of Alex, don't you?
Of course, yeah. Like my entire time with Street Fighter 5, I was an Alex main. I mean, I even played in a CPT top 8 against Veggey right here. I got bodied, but you know. So having Alex on the screen was great for me. I know he's gotten a lot stronger, so seeing that in action was very impressive. It felt great watching it.
Fantastic.
A fellow Alex enjoyer.
Well,
Yes.
that's what we call each other these days, apparently. But right, so the first question I've got for Shuto is obviously say congratulations to Shuto and walk me through your game plan against Zangief, or more specifically big bodies, because he got the stand medium punch buffers into chariot tackle successfully. He was using sweep as well. I mean, could he elaborate on his strategy against big bodies?
まあ、シュトさん、最初はおめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
対サンギフのその、まあ、戦略について、聞いてほしいです。まあ、サンギフだけじゃなく、まあ、大きいキャラに対して、まあ、いろいろその立ち回りですごくいい結果を出してて、なんか、こういう試合に向けて、その考え方についてちょっと、いろいろ、聞かせたい。
あとまずゲーム内とゲーム外で2つあって、でゲーム内の対策だとそのザンギってやっぱすごい小づくキャラでペチペチ、でリードを取られちゃったりするんですけど、そこで焦ってその逆転しようとするとまたそこでペチペチ食らってみたいな感じで悪循環しちゃうんで、もし負け越しててもその落ち着くっていうのがすごい大事だと思ってますね。で、 もう一個がそのデカキャラってすごい集中力がいるんですよ、駒投げキャラで。なので今日あんまり残機戦っていうのは元からあんまやってなくて、その頭で考えてはしてたんですけど、その集中力を保つために結構あれですね、音楽聴いたり2時間ぐらい散歩したりして精神を落ち着かせてましたね。
ああ、なるほどなるほど。
はい。
Well, so it's like it's inside the game and outside the game.
Okay.
You need to focus on both of these things. And inside the game, he was saying that Zangief is the type of character who will like swat at you, just little hits everywhere, right? So you're going to lose your life lead because he's picking at you a little bit, and it's important to not get panicked when that happens, because if you do and you start playing into his strengths, he's just going to do it more, and then it will lead to you dying. So keeping your composure and just being aware of the whole thing of like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna lose my life lead here, but I need to maintain my composure. I need to find the opening. That was like a big part of it. And for big bodies in general, he also said that like outside of the game, it's important to remember that these types of characters and these type of matchups are a lot more taxing mentally, of course, because when you get hit by a command grab or whatever, like all of us know it, right? You've been there. Yeah. So he said that things like listening to calming music beforehand, going for like a 2-hour walk, just getting to a serene place of mind before going into it is something that's quite important for something like this, especially because he hadn't been playing that much against Zangief recently either. So getting himself into that state of mind in advance was important.
Wow, that was interesting. So, let me understand this correctly. Does he take 2-hour walks before he fights a big body character, or before he plays Street Fighter 5?
ということは、デカキャラに対戦する前に、2時間ぐらいの散歩を、定期的にしますか？
もう絶対やらないと多分勝負できないと思いますね。
If he doesn't, he won't be able to fight him.
Yeah, my mind's legit blown.
Can I just reverse the question a bit, Nicholas? Can you ask to both if he also thinks that since these games are slow, right, taxing mentally, but they're also slow for the Zangief player, wouldn't it also be equally taxing for the Zangief player? Both can answer, but Shuto can answer first as this is a follow-up.
Yeah. この質問は、両方に、聞いてみますんですけど、まずは首藤さんに集中力が、必要なのはもちろん、それは産技側にも必要なんじゃない
そうですね。ただいやそうですね。だから多分残技側も散歩しないと多分まずいですね。
Yes, it does. So that's why the Zangief player also needs to go for a long walk.
These guys, I swear, these guys are the greatest.
Okay, let me ask Kichipa.
Please do.
で、Kichipa さんは、まあこれについてどう思いますか？
まあ散歩ですか。まあ散歩に限らずまあ何かしらの気持ちのつき方っていうのは重要だと思いますね。特に自分の場合はそのいつも通りを本当に意識してますね。なんていうんですかね、特にその当日に変わったこととかはせずに、本当にもういつも自分がしていることだけをしようっていう。
なるほど。
そういう感じで過ごそうとしてますね。
なんか集中力を保つために、普通、その一日普通の生き方をして、なんか意外なことが起こらないようにみたいな。
そうですね。いつもと多分違う行動をすると、落ち着かなくなってしまうってことも多分あり得るとは思うので、そのためにも本当にいつも通りを心がけるようにはしてます。
なるほどね。Yeah, he started by saying a walk, really? And then he said he does agree with the point of it that you definitely need to get yourself to a like good place of mind for this type of matchup, and obviously, you know, that is true for the Zangief player as well. So what he does is it's different for everyone, what calms them and what keeps them centered, right? And he said that for him, when he has something like this coming up, he will make sure to just live his day very normally and not do anything out of the ordinary, because that can lead to, like, how should I say it, unplanned situations, right? That maybe lead to stress or like not being able to calm down properly. So just keep it simple, basically, you know?
Oh, okay, interesting. Obviously, let's go back to Shuto here. I've got to ask him. So Shuto, to me, at least from what I've watched for Uriens around the world, Shuto is one of the few players that utilizes Urien's V reversal really well. Can you ask him does he feel Urien's V reversal is good, and why aren't other Uriens using it more?
ではシュトさんはまあ見たユリアンプレイヤーの中で多分一番Vリバーサルの使い方が一番うまい。で他のユリアンのVリバーサルは強いと思いますか？それと他のユリアンプレイヤーは同じほどVリバーを使わないのはなぜでしょうか？
まず V レバーを使わない理由として、やっぱりそのエイジスリフレクターがすごい強くて、それを V レバー吐くとそれが使えなくなっちゃうんで、そこがやっぱもったいないなってことで使わない人がすごい多いと思うんですけど、ユリアンの V レバーはすごい性能が良くて、前にも移動するし、その V レバーした後に前ステップで5分なんで4フレキャラとかにはすごい有効なんですよ。で結構その相手が画面端にキープさせたい時続けて、投げでまたうろうろしてで V リバーまた投げってやるとそっちの方が勝率が高いことがあると思うんで、自分は結構積極的にエイジスはやめて V リバーサルに使うことにしてますね。
なるほど。それはユリアン側が画面端に近い時ですか？
それもあるんですけど、基本は攻めの V リバで相手を画面端に追いやってる時ですね。
なるほど。ありがとうございます。First, as for why Urien players don't use it quite as much, because of Aegis being as powerful as it is, you don't want to lose Aegis, so a lot of people are afraid of using it because it will mean that Aegis won't be available, which makes sense. As for the V-Reverse itself, he does think it's quite strong. It moves Urien forward, which is a big part of it. Quite far forward even, and after a dash he will be at 0, which makes it quite efficient against 4-frame characters. And he says that one thing that he thinks is very important with it is because of how far it moves you forward, it actually gives you corner control. So he wants to use it quite aggressively to push them into the corner because it gives him more opportunities to force them into a corner position.
Oh, okay, interesting. And another question I've got for Shuto as well. This might be a little bit weird to explain, but I think he'll understand it because he plays Urien. Does he feel more comfortable using ex-headbutt now than he did when it was an invincible reversal because he has V-shift as an option as well? Does that make sense?
I think so. I'll try to get it too. この質問はちょっと、説明しづらいんですけど、ユリアンの名前は何だったっけ？ヘッドバット？
EX ヘッドバット？
そう。EX ヘッドバットが、もう無敵技じゃないですね。その無敵フレームが消えた今、V シフトも追加されましたよね。だから今のヘッドバット、無敵じゃないヘッドバットとその V シフトがあるから、その今のヘッドバットを、昔に比べればもっと、気持ちよく使えるでしょうかみたいな。わかります？
無敵があった方が気持ちよく使えるかってことですか？
いや、無敵技だった時はもっと、リスクが高かった日もあったかもしれないんですね。だから今の時はもっと快適に使えるようになったのでしょうかみたいな。B シフトがあるからそういうなんかリスクを、なんていうかリスクを減らす選択肢もあるから。ちょっと説明しづらいんですけど
結構今の EX セット気に入ってて、 もちろん前の方がその立ち回りとか相手の上から来る技とかにも返せるから使い勝手はすごいもちろんいいんですよ、その前の EX の方が。ただ今の EX 投げ無敵はついてるんで、結構その V シフト読むときにみんな投げを重ねるんで、その時にそこで逆のタクになってるのがすごい面白いなと思ってますね。完全無敵が後がもちろんいいんですけど、今結構やっぱシフトに対してとりあえず投げ重ねてからシフトを打撃で狩るっていうのが結構安定で、だからそれはそれで結構今の EX セット面白いなって感じてますね。ちょっと質問に答えられてるか分かんないですけど、今の EX セットは好きです。
多分答えてると思います。ありがとうございます。
はい。
It was obviously a bit hard to explain. But,
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. But basically, because of how the EX headbutt works now, and since it's got throw invo, it's quite efficient to use when people are trying to bait a V-shift, right? And that makes it feel really nice to use. He actually likes EX headbutt a lot the way it is now. Of course, it was like having full invul is a huge thing, so like obviously that was preferable in that sense, but he definitely likes the way that EX headbutt is right now, and he thinks it gives a lot of room for matching, basically reading your opponent.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, I know that was pretty difficult for him to answer. You explained, so I appreciate you both indulging me in that. A question for Kichipa before I hand it over to Veggey and Olvaha. Can you ask Kichipa how long has he been playing Alex for? Because this is shaping up quite nicely.
キチパさんはそのアレックスの性能がかなり高かったんですね。キチパのアレックス。いつからアレックスを使っていたんですか？
だいたい 4,5 ヶ月前からくらいですね。そのアレックスのなんかね、スト5の調整があって、アレックスの強化されたんで、使ってみようって感じで、そこからぐらいですね。
ありがとうございます。About 4 or 5 months ago, since Alex got a lot stronger, he looked at the patch notes and was like, this looks pretty interesting, want to try him out, and yeah, he's been using him since then.
Okay. And,
I wanted to follow up that, actually.
Oh, go for it, please.
So, for Kichipa, how has the transition been from Geef to Alex? What has been the most challenging part in learning Alex and playing Alex compared to Geef?
キチパさんはサンギフからアレックスに、変えたんじゃないけど、プレイスタイルがかなり違うですね。サンギフからアレックスに一番なんか難しいところは何だったんでしょう、そのプレイスタイル的に。
そうですね、その昇竜の入力がやっぱり今まで使ってたキャラにはなかったので、やっぱり対空昇竜に関してはかなり難儀しましたね。エアニーですね、EX エアニ
ー。それをなんかうまく使うのが一番難しかったということ？
あとため管理ですね。昇竜コマンドとそのためコマンドをちょっと初挑戦っていう感じだったので。
なるほどね。ありがとうございました。Getting used to having a anti-air move like that, and also like performing the DP motion on such short notice, you know, was a challenge. But also, maintaining charge, like being aware of when charge is done, basically. Yeah. These were the two biggest challenges, probably.
Interesting.
Okay.
I kind of figured the anti-air part.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Can you ask him as well? Does he feel he's able to incorporate his Zangief strategy into his Alex gameplay, or does he have to completely reapproach how he uses a big body using Alex?
キチパさんはアレックスを使っているときはサンギフと似たような戦略をしているのか、それとも全く別の、戦略対策を、やっていますか？
そうですね。やっぱりアレックとそのザンギではその当てたい技ってもやっぱり変わってきますので。そのザンギとは逆にやっぱり打撃主体にはなってますね。 あともその置き攻めの関しても、その選択肢に関しても、まあ、やれることっていうのはその残魚よりはるかに幅広いので、まあ、そういう意味で見ても多分その残魚よりかなり、まあ、やり方が違うかなと思いますね。
まあ、確かに見てるときにアレックスでもっと動いてる印象がありますね。なんかいつも移動してるみたいな感じ。
そうですね。
で、まあ具体的に駒投げが同じほど集中してるみたいなことですか？
もう一度すみません、お願いします。
まあ具体的な違いは、アレックスの時にもっと打撃に集中して駒投げじゃなくみたいな。
そうですね。
With Alex, he focuses more on strikes because Alex has like better buttons, and the command grab isn't quite the same, right? Because with Geef you get Oki, and it's quite important in that sense. So he focuses more on the spacing for that than the spacing for a command grab, and that makes it a bit different. So I guess that's the big difference, really.
Okay, fair. Now, again, appreciate that he's able to break this down and kind of walk us through this, right? Because again, these are very strong players from Japan. Veggey, you got any other questions you want to ask these guys? Or hit them with some.
Yeah, this was kind of a bit more fun since we were talking about the matchup, right? And everyone except for me agreed that Urien loses to Zangief. And I mean, today we got to see 7-3 for Urien against Zangief before the swap, and the score after was 4-3 for Alex. So I'm wondering, is this matchup still really that hard for Urien, or is it more overhyped and reminiscent of the past? Both can answer this and come with explanations if they'd like.
この質問は、2人ともに、聞いてみますんですけど、まずはシュートさんに、聞いてみますんで、ですけど、放送が始まった前に、みんなで話してて、みんなが、ユリアン・ザンギフかユリアン・フリって言った、まあ、ウェギ以外、ウェギは、フリじゃないと思っていました。で、今のところは、ユリアン・ザンギフは、どういう組み合わせなのかな。なんか今見た感じでは、シュートが 7-3 で、勝っていましたじゃないですか。そしてそのアレックスが来てからアレックスの方がもっと、結果を出した、まあ、この、10先でだから、今のバージョンで、サンギフユリアンは本当にそんなにきついんですかね、ユリアンに。
まずきついとは言ってるんですけど、あってその 5.5 と 4.5 ぐらい、ユリアンが 4.5 で、それもそのザンギ側は完璧にやった上での話で、ザンギ側に求められることがすごい難しいんですよね。その波動拳を見てダブラリで抜けたりとか前捨て止めたりとか、いやすごい難しいんですけど、基本的にはやっぱりそのザンギ側がリーチを生かしてペチペチしてでユリアンのそれをさばければって感じなんですけど、すごい難しくて、でユリアン、自分もそれを絞らせないようにで今日結構ステップとか通したと思うんですけど、結構うまく散らせたのかなっていう印象ですね。だから全然ユリアン側もやっぱエイジスでパワーありますし、火力も高いからやれないことはないとは思ってますね。本当にちょっとだけ不利です。はい。
He believes that Urien Zangief is like it's favored for Zangief, but it's like a 5.5 to 4.5 or something like that. It's not at all like that bad. And the thing is, this is speaking of when Zangief is doing everything absolutely perfectly, because Zangief really needs to work hard to make the matchup become like that. And he needs to be able to counter all the fireballs. He needs to stop all the dashes, and of course Urien also needs to answer to that, right? So it's on both players, of course, but when Zangief is playing absolutely perfectly, then it's slightly in Zangief's favor, but it's definitely not a matchup that Urien can't fight.
Okay.
Nice.
Interesting.
And Kichi's perspective on that is, you ask him as well.
Yeah. ではキチパさんは、組み合わせ的に、ユリアン・ザンギフは今のところはどういうの思いますか？
シュートの言う通り多分 5.5 ザンギ有利なのかなとは思ってますね。でやっぱりその、ステップとかも完全に止めたり まあその、まあ対応に関してもやっぱり完璧にこなした上で、やっぱりそれぐらいの数値かなと思ってますんで、まあ難しい組み合わせではあると思いますね。
うん。OK。ありがとうございます。Kichipa says that he agrees with Shuto that it's like a 5.5 maybe for Zangief. It's in Zangief's favor, but it is like Shuto said. It is if Zangief is doing everything perfectly. So while it is a favorable matchup for Zangief, it's a very hard matchup. So it's difficult but not bad.
So that's why I always lose it. Then you can say.
まあ、ベギはなるほど難しいからいつも負けてる自分が。
そうですね。
そう。ベギがやってる時はいつも参議として負けてるから、まあそういうことだ。
Okay. Interesting. Right. So we got more questions to ask these guys. Right. Firstly, before I get questions into both of them, I need to ask Shuto the super he did. It looked arbitrary, but it wasn't. I think he anticipated a medium or something like that. Can you ask him, was that a hard read or did he try and react to something? Talk to us about that super he did to try and win a round.
シュトさんはどんな試合だった、最後の試合じゃなかったけど、まあ後方の試合だった時にスーパーコンをやった時アレックスの足を、捉えた時あの時はそれは反応ですかそれとも深い読みですか
いや、まあ、反応だったら多分まあ、今年のエボは確実に取れると思うんで多分いやそれはさすがに違くてユリアンのしゃがみ中盤ってガードで5分なんですよ、だから結構相手もボタンを押したい距離で遠めのしゃがみ中盤だと俺も遅らせて打撃とかするとそれを差し返したりとかできるんですけど結構近めでしゃがみ中盤打ったんですよその時多分、でその時は結構相手の小技が安定行動で相打ちになるんですよよくて最高でなんで自分からしゃがみ中盤でガードさせに行ってで体力見た上でしゃがみ中盤ガードさせに行って CA で倒すっていうプランで打ちましたね。
なるほどね。なるほど。ありがとうございます。Okay, so he said if that had been a reaction, then he would 100% be winning EVO this year. So it's not a reaction. He said that he did, I think it was Urien's crouching medium punch, which is 0.
Yeah.
And he looked at the HP and he was like, okay, well, I could put out a button here and maybe trade, but that would be unfavorable for me because I believe his HP was quite low when this happened, if I remember correctly. So he had planned in advance that he was going to throw out a super there because he believed that Kichipa would think the same thing, like, oh, here I can trade with him and win. So he did a super and it worked out. So it was a read.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay.
Because you could tell them because in chat someone said it was obviously a reaction.
Yeah. この質問をしたのはチャットで、誰かがあれは絶対反応だったと言って
まだまあ俺は人間なんで違います。
No, I'm human.
Okay, so right, do you know what? Because we've got Japanese players here, and Martin, I know you'll know this as well. Let's clear this up now. I want you to let Shuto know this. A lot of the world holds Japan in high regard. So when you do something like that, we put you on a very high pedestal. If somebody in our neck of the woods did that, they would be the class clown for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. まあ海外では、日本プレイヤーはいつもかなり、評価が高いですね。だから、シュートみたいなプレイヤーがそういう技を出すときはみんなは本当に神業みたいな、ことを言ってるんですね。こちら辺のプレイヤーがそれをやったらみんながいやぶっぱだろというだからそのプレイヤーの見方がちょっと違う
なるほど
日本人だったら絶対すごかったみたいな
じゃあ見てから打ったことにしといてください
Please tell them it was a reaction then.
I love these two. Right, a question for both of them. Let's get this from Kichipa first. Are either of these two going to Evo this year, or are they sitting this one out?
キチパさんとシュットさんは今年エボに行きますか？
いや、自分はちょっといけないですね。
なるほどね。
俺もなんか PS4 だとちょっとユリアンのプレーの質がだいぶ変わっちゃうからすごい海外のプレーに会いたいんですけど、大会も近くて悩んだんですけど断念しました。
じゃあ、行かないということですか？
そうですね。
はい。Neither of them are going. Kichipa said he couldn't, and Shuto said he thought about it for a while, but decided not to. And part of it was because playing on PS4 makes it a little bit different in how you play Urien, and he wasn't sure he could make the adaptations in time.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be a more improvised question. Have the Japanese community completely stopped playing on console now? Are they kind of worried to go back to console, or would they consider in the future?
日本人プレイヤーは、だいぶ PC に移動したのですか？
もう全員移行してるんじゃないですかね。
で、まあ大会は基本 PS4 だから、将来は PS4 に戻る予定とかありますか？
スター5のうちは多分戻らないと思いますね。シュト6のそのメインのそのプラットフォームが、まあ、プレステだったらちょっと戻るかなっていう感じです。
Basically everyone is switched over to PC, they said, and that for Street Fighter V there aren't really any plans to go back to PS4, but if the main platform for Street Fighter 6 is console, then yeah, probably go back to console.
Okay, so they're like following what a lot of players in the West do. It's I'll play on what the tournament standard is. Obviously, they'll you can tell them this as well actually, because obviously when you traveled there was a tournament standard. When you were at home, there was no standard. So you kind of optimized what you were going to do. And then obviously I know everyone encouraged everyone to go on PC. So now we're in this very awkward situation. So I just wanted to know what the Japanese players were feeling at the time.
まあオフの大会が多かった時に、いつも、プレイステ基準じゃないですか。でその時はみんなプレイステやっててそのバージョンに、まあ、そのバージョンを基本としてやっていたんですね。で今、まあ、今はオフ大会が戻っているんですけど、かなり長い間オンライン大会だけだったのでその時はいつも PC、でやってたんですけど、本当は、まあ、それはどういう気持ちでやったんでしょうか？なんか PS4 から PC に移動するときは。
まあでも結構自分はポジティブで、そのやっぱり PS4 よりプレイの幅が広がるんでゲームとしては多分戦略が広がったんじゃないかなって印象ですね。
まあそうですね、自分としてもその、まあ、できる幅はやっぱり増えますし、特にまあ遅延とかも気にする必要がなくなるので、まあ、かなりポジティブに捉えれましたね。
So making the switch from PS4 to PC at the time, they were pretty positive about it because due to the lesser frame delay, it opened up more possibilities in the game, right? So having more things available to do was something that felt like a good thing. So at least for Shuto and Kichipa specifically, it was a pretty good experience to switch over. But yeah, I don't know about Japan as a whole, but since most have switched over, I would assume it's about the same.
Okay, fair. Right, now I've got another question. This might be a little bit more controversial, depending how you look at it. I would like to know, from both players' perspective, who are the strongest two Japanese players in Street Fighter 5 right now? Let's get Shuto's opinion on that first.
Specifically two players?
Just two players.
この質問は、2人ともに聞いてみますんですが、まずは周東さんに今のところ、wait, you said Japan, right?
Japan, yes.
Yeah. 今のところは日本の最強2人は誰だと思いますか？
まあ俺って言いたいところなんですけど、まあ2人挙げるとしたら時戸さんとフードさんですかね。時戸さんは本当になんて言うんでしょう、なんでもやるというか、その本当に全てをやる人だと思ってて、だからそのデバイスもヒットボックスでさらにこだわって自分でなんかカスタマイズしてるし、でキャラクターもやっぱ去年最強のユリアンを使ってたけど今年はルークみたいな感じで、すごい本当に尊敬できるとこだなって思いますね。でフードさんはやっぱ戦略がすごくて、あんまりプレイはしないんですけど本当にひたすら考え続けてて、この組み合わせはこうみたいな感じで本当に考え続ける人だから、その2人のいいとこを取れたらいいなって普段から考えてますね。
ありがとうございます。So he said Tokido and Fudo, as I'm sure you heard. And for Tokido, he said Tokido's the type of player who, like, he can't do anything because nobody can do everything, right? But he will do everything he can. And he's customizing his hitbox to, like, improve everything to the optimal standard. And last year he was playing Urien, who was probably the strongest character in the game, at least according to Shuto. And now he's playing Luke, who's probably the strongest character in the game. So he's basically giving himself the absolute optimal circumstance to do well in any situation. And as for Fudo, Fudo has probably the best sense of like strategy. And even when he's not playing, he's always thinking. So he will have very specific things he can say about any matchup or any like thing he wants to approach. Like he really knows what he really knows what to look at in order to improve, and he says that he often looks towards both of these players to try and improve himself as a player.
Okay, extend the question to Kichipa. Does he share the same sentiments, or you got someone different?
Kichipa さんは、まあ同じ質問で時戸さんとフードさんだと思いますか、それとも違う人を思っていますか？
時戸さんはもう自分の同意見ですね。本当にもうやること全部やってる人だなと思ってて、でフードさんじゃなくて自分はそのガチ君かなと思いますね。
なるほ
ど。特にその反応も良いですし、その本当にそのサボりが全くないな、サボりというかその穴が本当に見つけづらい人だなと思ってて。
なるほど、ありがとうございます。He said he completely agrees with Tokido for the same reasons. And while Fudo is extremely good, he would actually say Gachikun because Gachikun's reactions are otherworldly, and also that Gachikun, well, he said it in two ways. He said Gachikun is someone who never lets up, like he doesn't slack at all, and it's extremely difficult to find any holes in his defense, offense, whole game plan.
Damn. Okay, that was really interesting. I like those opinions there from the players. It's always good to get that outside perspective, and we only hear things from the Western world, so it's curious.
Yeah.
Another thing I got to ask them as well before I hand it, because I've been like just peppering these guys with questions. I know the other guys have been silent. Sorry about that. I'm just curious because we don't get to talk to these guys a lot. This is going to sound very weird, but I think they're going to be happy to answer this one. Are they happy being a pro fighting game player? Do they see themselves doing that for the next 5 to 10 years per se?
And that's both players, right?
Both players.
また、2人ともに質問するんですが、まずは周東さんにプロ格闘ゲームプレイヤー、として嬉しいですか？なんかこういう、職業をやってて面白い、そして将来これも続けたいと思いますか？
いや、なんだろう、面白いじゃ済まないぐらい本当に楽しいと思ってますね。そのなんて言ったらいいんだろう、その格闘ゲーマーシーンが一番面白いと思ってて、でそれも理由があって、その日本ってやっぱりオジと若手、その梅原さんとかと若手みたいな今構図があると思うんですよ、若干。で そのおじさんたちも若手に負けないように頑張るし、若手もおじさんを抜こうと頑張るみたいな構図が今すごい面白いと思ってて、それが今なんて言うんだろう、めちゃくちゃ熱いなって思ってて、そうですね、今の日本の格ゲーシーンが一番面白いなって思ってますね。その他の e スポーツよりも他のゲームにはないと思いますね。はい。
ありがとうございます。Yeah, he says fun isn't strong enough to explain how he feels about it. He's having a great time. He thinks the fighting game scene overall is very amazing. And in Japan in particular, well, I'm sure this is the case in other places too, but probably knows Japan the best, right? Seeing someone like Daigo, who is like middle-aged at this point, and still being as consistent and as extremely good as he is something you don't really see in other esports, because it's more of a young man's game in a lot of other games. And seeing this in fighting games makes it feel a lot more exciting, because like you can't just count people out in that sense, and that makes him feel very motivated to keep going.
Okay. Yeah. What about Kichipa? Was he happy doing this?
キチパさんに同じ質問です。
そうですね。特に確かに日本っていうのは日本のそのプロ格闘ゲーマーシーンだともう本当に年齢層が幅広すぎて、やっぱりそういう構図は自分も面白いなと思ってますね。特に海外やその他の競技でやっぱりこんなにその年齢層の幅が広いってことはあまりないので、確かにそこは見どころかなと思いますね。
ありがとうございました。Yeah, he echoes the opinion that a big part of it is that there's such a massive age range, because that is uncommon in competitive fields, and that makes a big difference because it really just broadens the whole the whole horizon of fighting games, you know?
Sweet, that's interesting. All right, Olvaha, have you got any questions you want to ask these guys?
Yeah, I do, but Veggey, do you have any Street Fighter V related questions before I ask about Street Fighter 6?
I was just gonna ask this more directed at Shuto. Let me just open it up because so it's right. What advice would he give to young players trying to compete with an established elite in a scene? Since he is a young up-and-comer who started competing with...
OK、シュートさんに質問したいんですが、はい、シュートさんが格闘ゲーム始まった時はかなり若かったですね。
はい。
だから、そういう経験をしたものとして、今の若い人でこういう格闘ゲームシーンに入って強くなりたいと願っている若い人にどんなアドバイスとかありますか？
もう一個だけ、もうとんでもないぐらいおすすめしたいことがあって、その強い人に話しかけるっていうのがあって、自分ストリートファイター始めたのシーズン2からだったんですけど、その頃には結構コミュニティが出来上がってて、ちょっと輪に入りにくいところはあったんですけど、それでもいろんな人に話しかけまくって知り合いになって、で対戦の情報を交換したりとか、もうそれこそプロとかにも全然声かけまくって、その実力差はあるんですけど、で最近の、自分より下の子が出てきてるんですけど、なんかあんまり積極的にそういう先輩プロゲーマーとかに声をかける人が少ないなっていう印象がすごい強くて、だからもし本当に強くなりたいんだったら、ただ練習するだけじゃなくて、そういったコミュニケーションを頑張らないといけないなって思いますね。
なるほど、ありがとうございました。Yes, he says that he started in Season 2 of Street Fighter 5, and back then he would be very proactive in talking to better players, trying to get matches with them, but also just talking about the game, getting information, and that leads to getting closer, getting more games, etc. He sees a lot of people trying to come into the game now that are younger than him, and they seem to want to get into the game, but they aren't really proactively talking to players stronger than them. So he says like the absolute biggest advice that he can give, and that is very important, is not just practice. Of course you need to practice, but also make sure to communicate, get proper connections with the people you're trying to get up there with, and get going with them, talk to them. Like communication is number one. Then also play and stuff, that is important as well, but getting the connection itself is very key.
Okay, interesting. I like that. Not many people advise communicating.
Yeah. But Nicholas, just before we move on, can you just ask Shuto if he remembers beating me for top 32 Evo tournament?
Oh my.
2019?
2019.
Yeah. シュトさんはエボ、2019年、このベギを倒したことは覚えてますか？
Please say no.
いやもちろん覚えてます。まあ世界で一番仲がいいバーディー使いって今でも思ってます。
You remember? You remembered. I think you remembered.
No.
すみません、もう一度世界で一番
仲のいいバーディー使いだと思ってます。
はい。
一番世界でナンバーワン。
No.
He definitely remembers, of course he does, and he says you're the birdie he feels closest to.
Oh, I didn't tell him that. Too salty, but tell him now. Good games from the past. No game that I was just got up.
Okay. あの時はベギがムカつきすぎて言ってなかったんだけど、今更ですけどいい試合でした、と
遅すぎます。
It's too late.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Oh, you guys are the best.
Get
All right.
destroyed.
Olvaha, please fire away.
Yeah, I just wanted to, at this point, ask about Street Fighter 6. First of all, from both players, are they excited for Street Fighter 6? And then I just wanted to ask, is there like a specific character they would want to see in Street Fighter 6? And we can start with Kichipa.
この質問も、2人ともに、するんですけど、まずはキチパにストリートファイター6が、もうすぐ、発売するんですが、ストリートファイター6にどういう気持ちがありますか？それと、ストリートファイター6に出てほしいキャラはありますか？
ですね、もうやっぱり新しい格闘ゲームってずっともうまさに待ち望んでたっていう感じなので、そのストリートファイターの新作っていうのを、それに関しても本当に楽しみで仕方ないですね。で、その出てほしいキャラやっぱりそうですね、ヒューゴとかザンギエフとかやっぱり大きいキャラは出てほしいですね。
ありがとうございます。Yeah, I said obviously been waiting for a long time for a new fighting game. It's always exciting to have a new fighting game, and you know, a new Street Fighter is on a different level. So definitely very excited to try the game out. And as for characters, he's hoping for Hugo, Zangief, basically big characters.
Yeah, okay. What about Shuto?
シュートさんに同じ質問です。
自分は5からストリートファイ格闘ゲーム始めたので、そのゲームが変わるっていう感覚が結構、不安ではありますね。急に勝てなくなるとか全然あるんで。でスト6なんか絵がすごい好きだなって思ってて、めちゃくちゃ綺麗だし、なんか筋肉あるキャラがめちゃくちゃなんかリアルで、ガエルとかもそうなんですけど、めちゃくちゃ筋肉がかっこよく見えるんで、だから6でもユリアン出たら多分超かっこよくなるんじゃないかなってことで、ユリアン6でも出てほしいですね。
ありがとうございます。Shuto says that since he started Street Fighter 5, he hasn't really had this experience of going into a new fighting game, so he's actually quite worried. He has these doubts if, you know, oh, what if all of a sudden I'm not able to perform at all? So he's definitely worried. But looking at Street Fighter 6, he thinks it looks amazing visually. He's very impressed with the visuals, and in particular, he thinks the muscles look super cool in it. Like, they're really well made. And partly because of that, he definitely wants Urien to be back. So he says definitely Urien is the character he'd most want to see.
Okay.
There you go.
He's kind of answered my question. I was going to ask, are they worried about anything? But I think he's already kind of hit the nail on the head, because there will be... you can kind of explain this to them as well. Because it's an entirely different system. Some people, once they play a fighting game for a several amount of years and they understand the universal mechanics to a T, they stick with it. That's how they envision what fighting games should be, and they can't kind of move on from that. And I feel some people in the Western world, they might not be able to move on from SF5 because it's come to a point where SF5 feels good now. So him saying that there's a bit of worrying, it's kind of reassuring that he said he's a bit worried, because there's going to be other people that are going to be worried about SF6 as well, with the parries, drive system, you know, so on and so forth. if that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. なんか、シュートさんの答えに、対して、やっぱりそういうのなんか、ある格闘ゲームで始まった人は、その格闘ゲームを理想として思う人が、よくあるんじゃないですか。それをなんかこういうシステムじゃないと、同じ、ほど楽しめないとかそういうことがよくあるんですね。で、ストリートファイター6は全く新システムだからそういう不安はよくわかりますと。そしてそれをシュートさんから聞くのもなんか心強いみたいな、なんかいろいろな人がそういう不安を抱えているから、シュートさんにもそういう不安があるのがまあちょっと落ち着くみたいな。で、だからありがとうございます。
OK です。めっちゃ不安です。
Yeah, he said yes, and I'm still very worried.
Right, I've got 2 more questions for these guys before we let them go because they've given us like so much of their time today. I'm super appreciative of that. Who is Kichipa's favorite Street Fighter 5 player to watch? I know that's a bit broad, but I want to know who his favorite player is to watch in Street Fighter 5.
Okay. キチパさんはストリートファイター5で一番見るのが好きなプレイヤーは誰です？
見るの好き。見るのが好きだと、日本だとプゲラさんですかね。特にバイソンで見たことないようなプレーをしてくれたりして、そのキャラの奥深さをやっぱりマックスで出してくれてるような選手だと思うので、やっぱりプゲラさんのプレー見るのは自分好きですね。
海外のプレイヤーでもありますか？
海外のプレイヤーだとやっぱりアイドムですね。
なるほどね。アイドムのプレイはめっちゃ面白いですね。
面白いですね。ララでこんなにできるんだっていうのが、ポイズンもすごい強くて、
めっちゃわかります。
見てて楽しいプレイヤーですね。
はい、ありがとうございます。Yeah, I said first for Japan it would be Pugera because Pugera does things that he isn't really prepared for seeing from Balrog. I think Balrog is also not that common of a pick in Japan before Pugera picked him up. So definitely been interesting to see like the stuff that he does. And he's always going at full speed, you know? So that's impressive. So then I asked like, okay, well, what about foreign players? And he said in that case it has to be Idom because watching Idom, he always feels like, wait, Laura can do this? Every time he watches him, and he said like his poison is also very good, of course, but like that is something that definitely leaves an impression on.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that. But we got to extend the question to Shuto. What about Shuto? Who's his favorite player to watch in Japan and internationally?
ではシュトさんに同じ質問、キチパが日本のプレイヤーと海外のプレイヤーを、言ったのですから、シュトさんにも、同じく日本のプレイヤーと、海外のプレイヤーの一番見るのが好きプレイヤーは誰でしょうか？
日本だと時戸さんです。自分時戸さん大好きなんですけど、やっぱり本当に完璧が格闘ゲームって常に完璧って難しいんですけど、やっぱ時戸さんそれがすごい一番多いプレイヤーだなと思ってて、毎回最適解を出すとこで純粋にそこでそれできるかとか感心したりとか驚かされるんで見てて面白いですね。で海外のプレイヤーはもちろんベジです。多分あれ以上クールなバーディーは多分この世にいないと思いますね。
I think I know what you just said. I think I know.
ありがとうございました。
Do you know what he wasn't listening?
俺もベギの大ファンです。
同じだ。
He wasn't listening.
No way.
Okay, so I need to get this out of the way first because it's all Veggey wants to hear. He says, out of players outside of Japan, of course it's Veggey. There's no birdie who's cooler than him. So he's always a big fan of watching Veggey play. And of course I said I'm also a big fan. I'm a big fan of Veggey, of course. So for Japan he said Tokido. He said that you can't really be perfect in a fighting game, but Tokido is the closest that we can get, and that you always see Tokido doing these optimal things, right? And just seeing that is always, it's inspiring.
That was because I heard him say
so
Veggey.
Funny. Yeah,
and everybody, all of us moved our heads, but Veggey. I said Veggey didn't listen to what he just said.
Yeah, Veggey was like, Veggey didn't understand.
Oh man, his ego is going to be so
Funny.
inflated now that you said that. Oh,
As if he needed
He's
more.
floating out of this broadcast.
well, whatever. Veggey, I think your mic is muted or something, so we need you to.
Yeah,
sort that
Veggey is
out.
actually muted right now.
Sort that out.
Oh,
real
sorry.
quick.
There was a phone call earlier, so I muted it and forgot to mute it. So you missed my laugh and my appreciation for that. Please apologize.
No.
I think we got it.
Yeah, don't worry, we understood that. But that
We
was
saw your
fantastic.
smile.
All right, cool. So we got time for just about one more question before we let these lovely gentlemen go. This is extended to both of them. So if we could bring more Japanese players onto this show, who would they like to see? Like Nemo, Bonchan, Pugera even? Who would they like to see? Ask Kichipa first.
でこれは最後の質問になりますんですが、まあ2人ともに、聞いてみます。まずはキチパに、この番組に他の日本人プレイヤーを、紹介したら、誰にした方がいいだと思いますか？
自分としてはちょっとプゲラさんのプレーがかなりファンなので、プゲラさん見たいなとは思いますね。
はい、ありがとうございます。He says he's a really big fan of Pugera's play, so he definitely wants to see Pugera play in this.
Okay, interesting. And what about Shuto?
シュートさんに同じ質問です。
ちょっと待ってくださいね。いやでも俺もプゲラさんっすね。多分多分海外の人が一番驚いてくれるプレーするのプゲラさんじゃないかなって思いますね、日本人で。
確かにね、プゲラは海外では日本と同じほど有名じゃないからね。
そう思ってるんで、なおのこと出てほしいなって思いますね。
俺はスト4の時からプゲラの大ファンです。プゲラの大好きでした。ではyeah, he says he also feels that it has to be Pugera. He feels like Pugera is the type of player who will probably impress and maybe surprise overseas viewers the most. And I feel then that, like, I really do feel that Pugera is not underappreciated, but he's less known outside of Japan than he is in Japan, because in Japan he's quite famous among fighting game players, whereas outside of Japan people might have heard the name, but he isn't nearly as known as maybe he should be.
Okay, I can see that. They've got like a wealth of talent, so sometimes we do forget sometimes about these guys, and then but all right. Ask them, is it easy to get a hold of Pugera, or do we have to do we have to jump through hoops?
まあこの質問は、どっちでも答えていいんですが、プゲラに連絡取るのは難しいんですか？
難しい。
コミュニケーションのことですよね。会話そうですね。プゲラさんは多分通訳無理だと思いますね。
通訳は確かに無理かもしれない。
日本人でも理解できないんで、多分海外の人は多分もっと無理だと思いますね。
いやそういう問題はないと思う。会話したことはあるんですよ。
本当ですか？いやでもなんかインタビューになると結構おかしくなっちゃうんで。
それもありますね。まあわかるんですね。わかります。
そうですね。多分ちょっとそうですね。出てくれたら嬉しいんですけど、多分インタビュー困っちゃうと思いますね。
They say they're very happy if he's on, but even Japanese people don't understand what he's talking about half the time, so interviews might be very difficult.
I think all his brain power's gone to playing Balrog. That might be that's hilarious. All right, do you know what?
Brain character.
Shut up, you. Right, we will note down Pugera. And we'll try and get a hold of him in the future. But do let them know that we do want to have more people on the show. It's just that obviously the language barrier and the constant exchanges of trying to get everyone in the same place can be a bit difficult. But again, hopefully they'll be a bit patient and cooperate with us, and we can bring more Japanese players on the show.
Yeah.
また、 参加してくれて本当にありがとうございました。もっと日本人プレイヤーが欲しいところですが、プランニングとかまあちょっと難しいんですね。キチパもシュトもそれを、まあ今在、経験したと思います。みんなの、スケジュールが合わせるのとかそういうのは、まあ簡単じゃないです。けど将来はもっと、日本人プレイヤーが欲しいところです。からこれからも、まあ期待してください。
楽しみです。
楽しみにしております。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
So, one last thing before we let them have some final words. Did they have fun today?
今日は楽しかったですか？
いやもうむちゃくちゃ楽しかったですね。
いや俺は疲れました。
It was very fun, but also right now very tired.
Okay, do you know what? Because I know it's going to be like midnight there in about 2 minutes or something like that. All right, Richard, can you roll on their fight card, please, so the people know where to follow these guys? All right, so these two, there are their Twitter accounts, and Shuto does stream as well. This is where we give them the final words. So can you ask Shuto, has he got any final words for people watching at home?
シュートさんは、視聴者の皆様に、最後の一言お願いします。
海外結構ユリアンの評価低いんですけど、今回ユリアンの強さっていうのがちょっと伝わったんじゃないかなと思うんで、海外でもユリアンが増えることを願ってます。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。He said that he thinks Urien is a bit underrated in the West right now. So hopefully today he was able to show how strong Urien is, and that we will see more Urien players show up in overseas as well.
Fantastic. And Kichipa, any final words from you?
キチパさんにも、最後の一言をお願いします。
そうですね、ちょっと今回その、まあ、ザンギでは負けちゃったんですけど、もし次やるんだったら、まあ、ザンギでもアレクでもちょっともっと面白い試合ができると思うので、ぜひまた呼んでいただければと思います。
ありがとうございます。He said that even though he lost with Zangief today, he would be honored to try again next time and put on a better showing, whether it's with Zangief or Alex. So he seems hungry for more.
we might consider it. Tell him to stop suffering in silence. Stop playing Zangief. I'm a fan, but stop suffering in silence.
Play Alex.
それをどうやって通訳しますか？まあサンギフで苦しむのをやめてください。アレックスに答えしてくださいと。ファンです。
まあその出せる組み合わせがあるんだったらちょっともうザンギでもまあアレックスでもまあ多分どっちも見れると思うので。
He says that depending on the matchup, you'll probably be seeing both of them anyway.
All right, fantastic stuff. All right, let them know when they are ready. They can leave the Discord call. And again, like super appreciative for them coming on the show and giving us their time and talking to us more in general because we want to talk to you guys, but we just don't always have the chance to do so. So let them know, please.
本当に、今日はありがとうございました。とても感謝しています。この会話的な流れは、あまり機会がなくて、それをできて本当に嬉しいです。まあ、じゃあそれで、終わりにしますか。ありがとうございます。
いや楽しかったです本当。ありがとうございました。
いやもう本当楽しかったです。
どうもありがとうございました。
ありがとう。
ありがとう。
Well, I've got to say that was a very interesting time with these guys.
It was so hyped that it looks like Olvaha's neckline died from.
He had to disappear.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
How do we say goodbye again? Sayonara? Sayonara? That was it?
Sayonara.
Okay, cool.
Sayonara.
Yes.
Sayonara.
All right, so that was great to see. But we got to close out this show now, of course. Much appreciated for these guys for coming on board. Yeah, that was a great set to watch. Obviously, the archives will be on the YouTube channel as well. Margin, like, again, super appreciative of you coming down and doing this as well. That was really
no worries at all.
Yeah, thanks.
I was very happy to.
That was super entertaining. Veggey's disappeared, but I know why he's disappeared. That's fine. We can still hear him. His voice is still with us in spirit anyway. But, I mean, overall, I'm glad we could pull this off. We try to make sure we can bring people on from different parts of the world for the community and make sure this is fun for you guys, and that's what we did. That was a snippet of what we can do in the future. Like Margin said to the guys, just take a bit of planning.
Yeah.
And even they've got some people they want to see on the show as well. So hopefully we can make that happen in due time. Margin, overall, did you enjoy yourself today?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I got to see high-level Alex play. How could I not enjoy myself? Come on. I got to hang out with my favorite Veggey too. Come on. Great.
Oh, fantastic. Veggey, what about you? You're not here, but you're here in voice. But did you enjoy yourself today as well?
I'm there with you in spirit, as you said. Yeah, I mean, whenever we... Woohoo!
There he is.
My favorite sets are either the ones that go extremely fast-paced, because they're really entertaining in that sense that everything is happening all at once, or these sets that go extremely slow so you get to enjoy every moment. Today we had one of those sets where you just enjoy every single moment, and even though it was a long set, it felt like it went over fast because I really enjoyed everything about it. The banter was great, talking to them was great. I think it was really funny that Shuto joined in on joking with the Evo stuff and then continuing that in later questions. This was an amazing episode, and I hope we can get to do more with Japanese players as well, and of course the rest of the world, as everyone is the servant of the shining light that Capcom fighters bring to the players for this show.
For sure, indeed. All right, because that was an overextended show, but again, it's because we really wanted to pick these guys' brains about a lot of things, and there were so many things we couldn't ask them because we've got a time limit on our hands. But yes, we can do the final things. Richard, what we got to advertise? I think there's a CPT happening this weekend or the weekend after. Isn't that Central America East, I believe it is? There still should be sign-ups happening. They should be closed. There we go. It looks like there's still a little bit of time to sign up. So if you are watching from this region, you can get signing up. Sign-ups will be closing, and then the stream should be happening this weekend, I believe. Do not quote me on that. And of course, there is Evolution 2022. The CPT is going to Evolution 2022, and the winner gets an automatic qualification spot to the finals. That is going to be great, and do make sure to check out the website capcomprotour.com for more information regarding that, because it's literally right around the corner. Let's not forget as well, World Warrior action is happening around the way each and every weekend from this month till December. We've had a plethora of them happen already around the world. Obviously, we are more fixated on Europe because that's the region we like to cover, and I'm just biased. But yes, we had Veggey's one, the first one yesterday, and there will be a bunch of second ones happening in August throughout the different weekends of August, so keep an eye on that. But make sure, again, visit capcomprotour.com to find out when your respective World Warrior challenges is. There's so much Street Fighter V competitive play to consume and just enjoy for the final year of the game with Street Fighter 6 on the horizon. It's going to be fantastic to see. So yes, Olvaha did have to leave because he actually has to run to his judo classes. He did tell me that, but I didn't think we'd go on for so long, so I do apologize about that. That was my fault. I will apologize to him later. But I have to
apologize, Jammerz.
I can apologize, and I can apologize in earnest, unlike some. Now, the floor is yours, because
the floor is mine.
You did partially set this up, so you can close out the show.
Yeah, but as I did partially set it up, Jammerz, I mean, we mentioned it before, but I really want to mention it again that, you know, me and Nicholas, we've been friends for a very long time. I even lived at his house once when I was auditioning for Vikings, the series. The audition did not go that well. So he's a really good friend of mine. We talk every now and then, but the love is still there. And I asked him if he could help us with this, and he answered immediately yes, no hesitation. Didn't need to make him do it or ask as a favor. He just wanted to help out for the community and let us build. So I want to shout him out an extra time because I'm really thankful for what he did. And I can even see a comment in chat that says it's great when a translator who's actually part of the community is the one translating the questions, and it's great to see the love he receives from outside of the stream as well, and not just from in the stream. And I think as a first venture into the Japanese region for sets, we've been in Southeast Asia before a couple of times, but this is one of the first time we've managed to get two Japanese players on. I think it really we had a great start, Jammerz, because the banter was on. We were a bit worried how the translations would work, right? But I mean, we had great banter, great discussions, and great gameplay. And I think that this is just a sign of more good things to come in the future, Jammerz.
For sure, indeed, and I couldn't have said it better myself. But ladies and gentlemen, it's actually afternoon for us. It's not late at night, so we can actually get on with the rest of our day. We're going to love you and leave you. The archives will be put on the YouTube channel. Take it easy. Keep enjoying some Street Fighter, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Sets. Take care.
Ba-bam!
Yeah, hate that I do this, never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go.
I put that time in, my pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it on. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. See the sights, yeah. Let's go. Hop out and I'm scheming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on goal, fending all you foes. Once I'm on a roll, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me, rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever. See the sights, yeah. Yeah, we going now. Stand back. A day for the night. Yeah, hate that I do this, never feel loose. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go. I put that time in, my pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it on. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this round. Oh, I'ma go all of the round. See the sights, yeah. Let's go. Hop out and I'm scheming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on goal, fending all you foes. Once I'm on a roll, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me, rookie, run up